Hold on. Broadcasting live from Altamont, Kansas, here on the campus of Labette County High School inside Harrison Gymnasium, home of your Labette County Grizzlies. Good evening, Grizzly Nation, and we thank you for joining us here on our YouTube live stream. KLKC Sports on YouTube. Grizzly basketball is live. I'm Jack Leake with Isabel Redford. Isabel, it is good to be back after what felt like a long Christmas break. I'm sure it felt that way for the students. Well, it actually probably felt too short for the students.
Yeah.
But regardless, we're back on the hardwood getting ready to play some basketball. And after tonight, Isabel, we hit the road. We are road warriors for the next 2 months, but we're going to cherish tonight here in Harrison, aren't we?
Yeah, we've definitely been spoiled to have a lot of home games, and so we're going to make the most of it tonight as we will be traveling on the road for a good stretch here coming up.
It's the Lady Blue Comets and the Lady Grizzlies, and then afterwards the Blue Comets and your Grizzlies will be heading it up. But Labette County comes into this one after the first quarter of the season at 2-4, played 6 games, won 2 and lost 4. They started off the season, lost at Bonner, and then in the Towanda Circle Classic, they went 1-2 with a win against Collegiate and a loss against Circle and Mulvane. Then their conference opener against Independence here at home was a loss to the Lady Bulldogs, 38-22. It was a pretty dud of a showing from the Lady Grizzlies in that one. And then that next Friday, just a few nights later, they put it on the Lady Vikes, the rival, 57-46. So Isabel, it's been a season of ups and downs. Their first game of the season against Bonner was a loss, but they looked really good. And then in between that and Parsons, not so hot. But their last game back on December 16th against Parsons, that was by far the best that they have looked. And so we'll see if they can pick that up after the long break.
Yeah, it definitely was a good performance by the Lady Grizzlies as we were impressed end to end from that game. They played a nice full game start to finish, and so we are hoping that Coach Vollmer's capitalized on that in practice these past few weeks and just kind of getting her girls back ready to roll here tonight.
Like we said, it was not a good showing for the Lady Grizzlies against Independence. You scored just 22 points. It's not going to be a good showing, and you're probably not going to win. And both those things reigned true back on December 13th. But again, that game against Parsons, we're going to take a look back at that one. Kaiten O'Brien scored 16 points. The box score was full on that Friday night. Nevaeh Jones, who Coach Vollmer talked about, you can be more aggressive, Nevaeh. You can go score. She scored 11, and man, did she look loose. Shelby Wilson finally got back to double figures at 10. Audrey Dewey had 7, and we saw her shoot some jumpers from the field, something that she usually doesn't do. Audrey leads the team in assist and even I think it's steals. She's second in. So she's usually that hard-nosed player, but she put up some shots and made Parsons pay. So the box score looked healthy the last showing out, Isabel. That was a good showing against Parsons. Yeah,
they definitely were not afraid to shoot, and thankfully shots were falling for them. We did see, like you mentioned, I was going to mention Audrey, as she was somebody that Coach Vollmer had encouraged, to take more shots. And it's good to play unselfishly, as she does so well, and facilitates well for the rest of her team. But she's not a bad shot either, and so it was nice to see her put up some points against the Vikings.
As we are coming back from break, again, the last time they played was December 16th, so we'll recap how kind of that front quarter of the season went. Kaiten O'Brien's the leading scorer after the Christmas break with 14 points a game. Her sister Landry did go down at home against Collegiate, I believe it was.
Yes.
I did get word from Coach Vollmer that Landry got the pin out of her wrist, so hopefully that Burlington tournament finish line for her injured reserve time is going to reign true. That's in later on. The January 17th is the first game at Burlington in that tournament. Shelby Wilson at 7 points a game. Landry is still second in scoring at 9, but Shelby creeping up at 7 in her absence. Audrey Dewey leads the team in assists. That's what it was. I don't think it was steals, at 2.3 a game. Audrey Dewey is someone who doesn't look to score first. She's more of a facilitator.
Yep.
And there have been some games, they're 2-4. She's played a big part in those 2 wins.
Yeah, she definitely has done her role kind of facilitating that, and it's been fun to watch her she's gotten so much better at looking to score, but she also does a really good job of looking for the low block positions to be open or looking for a wing if she dribbles in to the paint a little bit. And so I'm really glad to see her grow as a basketball player, and her IQ has just gotten so much smarter out on the floor.
Ridley Lynn Cherney is someone else who has been big for this team in the front quarter of the season. 7 rebounds a game Ridley has put up, and she's up there in scoring as well. I mean, Ridley's someone who's been vital for this team, and Kate O'Brien leads the team in steals at 3 a game. So those are some of your numbers. We're going to take a quick timeout here on our YouTube live stream and come back with some things that we know about this Grizzly team and some things that we don't.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to labettehealth.com.
As we welcome you back to our Tank Connection pregame show of Grizzly basketball on our KLKC Sports YouTube live stream. Jack Leake with Isabel Redford. Isabel, we're going to go ahead and dive into 2 things that we know about this Grizzly team in the front half of the season and 2 things that we don't know. The first thing that we do know is that Labette County can hold their ground in this conference. That was a question coming in. You lose essentially all of your production from last season.
Yep.
And so Labette County, maybe some people just thought would drop like a lot of teams would to that bottom third of the conference. But, you know, they're 1-1 in the SEK, and I haven't seen a team in the league. Parsons was supposed to be that dominant force. Labette put them away. Independence was supposed to be a dominant force. They beat us by 16, but I wasn't just blown out of my seat. So I know it takes teams a while to get where they should be, but early, I don't see a reason why Labette shouldn't hang for a SEK title.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's something that I was expecting, like you said, to see those teams really put on a show against us, and it really wasn't that. And we were able to kind of hold our ground and to put up good shots and to be aggressive on defense, force teams to make uncharacteristic mistakes. So it was encouraging to see that.
Another thing that we have found out about this Grizzly team is that they're a lot deeper than we thought. The Boss twins have had to come in, partly due to Landry O'Brien's wrist injury, but Aubrey Boss and her sister Kinsley Boss have come in and done a nice job. Reagan Roberts has come in and provided, and Addison Rexwinkle, who didn't start on the team earlier in the year, starts now and has her fingerprints everywhere. So this team is deeper than we thought initially. A couple things we don't know about this team yet, or this one isn't about the team. We don't know how good the SEK is.
Yeah.
The measuring stick is hard to choose right now. We just don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things with a big question mark on it, because as you mentioned earlier, we don't know how good, you know, Independence really is. We don't know how good Parsons really is. I mean, granted, those are the only 2 teams we've played, and then we go Friday to Fort Scott, but it's one of those things where it's going, okay, well, who's really, no one's emerged and been this giant that's just won every game they've played, and so it'll definitely be interesting to see as we further league play how the rankings roll out.
This question was answered in the last game, but I guess the sustainability of it is why we put it in the things we don't know yet category. How will we fill the box score other than Kate O'Brien? She's obviously way ahead of the second leading scorer, which is her sister, who's been out since December 8th.
Yeah.
And so we need that box score to be healthy like it was. I think Nevaeh Jones is a huge piece of that. Shelby Wilson needs to be a double figures type of gal. So we need that box score to be healthy, and Ridley Lynn can contribute as well. Those were some things that we know and things we don't about this Grizzly team after the Christmas break. We're about 5 minutes, a little bit more from tip-off, and when we come back live from Harrison Gymnasium, Isabel Redford will have our opponent preview here on our YouTube live stream, KLKC Sports.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the house get you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
Welcome back, everybody, inside Harrison Gymnasium as we're getting ready for the tip-off between the Lady Grizzlies and the Lady Blue Comets. And speaking of Lady Blue Comets, that's what we're going to start breaking down here tonight is our opponent preview. Last season, the Lady Blue Comets went 5-16 on the season. However, they do return all 5 starters this year. They're so far this season 0-3. As Coach Fox has mentioned, you know, last year they kind of struggled. Shots didn't quite fall the way they wanted to. They just struggled on offense repeatedly, time in and time out. And so this summer, though, he had mentioned that he had hopes of them, you know, actually making shots. They performed well in their summer camps. There was different reports of them, you know, actually knocking down some three-pointers, being able to perform.
Yep.
And so that's something that he was definitely holding on to coming into this season. However, they did lose their first 3 games. They've lost against Winfield, Ottawa, and then they started SEK play against Fort Scott, which they lost 52-32. So they've struggled. They've struggled again this year. However, it's one of those things where they're looking to, you know, continue to recover and make shots again.
Yeah, is pretty much the main thing as I was reading the article about Chanute was shot making and shot missing.
Yeah.
Last season, it sounded like they just couldn't make a shot, as Labette County really did put it on these Blue Comets. And like you said, we're going to see the same starting 5 as we saw last year when Labette went to Chanute and won 61-28, and then put it on in a similar fashion, the Blue Comets here on this floor.
Yeah.
So that same starting 5 for Chanute is going up against a Labette County team that is much different. So we'll see how it collides.
Yeah, it's definitely something. Coach Fox is running a 5-out offense this season and trying to, you know, his biggest struggle, he said, was completing a game beginning to end. And they would, you know, kind of maybe have a good first quarter or a good first half, and then they just let it go. And so that's definitely something that they're going to want to try to wrap up and just kind of clean up and make just some better plays, smarter plays, and perform better on both ends of the floor. So we'll see how the Lady Grizzlies can respond to that. And then in responding to different things and being able to perform tonight, the Lady Grizzlies are going to really have essentially 3 things that they need to do. And first being closing out beyond the arc. Peyton Shields is going to be their biggest person, kind of their main point guard, if you will, and so that's definitely somebody that they're going to have to watch because she's going to want to shoot the 3 ball. They're not necessarily the best at driving. They've struggled on post-production, and so Coach Fox is going to want to rotate his girls, get them out, get them with good looks, and so they're going to definitely have to work out on, you know, running out, moving their feet, closing out, and not letting them get easy shots. The second key would probably be taking
As those are your keys for tonight's contest, Lady Grizzlies and Lady Blue Comets is coming up in 60 seconds. Can Labette County get a winning edge inside the SEK? Right now, they're at 1-1. Head coach Brianna Valmers at half court giving high five to her soldiers as they make the way to the bench there on the west side of Harrison Gymnasium. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back with tip-off and starting lineups from Harrison Gymnasium.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
PA announcer Randy Blackwell naming off the starters for tonight's contest. Again, it's the Lady Blue Comets and your Lady Grizzlies, an SEK contest number 3 on the season. As again, both these teams, it's an interesting thing. Chanute has only played 3 games on the season, and Labette County, both boys and girls, both of these things are in effect for both teams, have played 6. So Labette County's played 6 games this season, and Chanute's only played 3, but both teams have not played since December 16th. Chanute, the Lady Blue Comets, are 0-3. They have losses to Winfield, Ottawa, and Fort Scott. This is Chanute's second SEK game. They're 0-1 in the SEK. They lost to Fort Scott 53-32. Starters for your Labette County Lady Grizzlies are just about concluded, but we'll go ahead and bounce in front of them a little bit, as I think I know who it is. It'll be number 11, a 5'7" junior, Nevaeh Jones, getting the start out of the Christmas break, and Kaiten O'Brien, who rolled her ankle in practice not too long ago, is okay, not 100%, but she's good to go. Kaiten O'Brien leading scorer for the Grizzlies. Shelby Wilson, off of a double-figure performance, is a starter as well. Audrey Dewey leads the team in assist, a good facilitator and hard-nosed ball handler for Labette County, and Ridley Lynn Cherney, the presence inside. For the Lady Blue Comets, it'll be number 4, Peyton Shields, number 5, Preston Keating, number 24, Tyra Bogle, number 42, Jalen Smith, and number 44, Kearney Falmer, who's the center at 5'11". The same starting 5 Chanute had last season, they have this year. Not the same with your Lady Grizzlies. We will see how the contest goes down. It's an interesting one in 30 seconds after tonight's scene setter of Grizzly basketball. Broadcasting live. Meister for 3 in the lead! Yes! From the studio of KLKC Parsons, Wilson launches another 3, and it's pure for Shelby Wilson! This is Grizzly basketball on 106.7 FM KLKC Parsons. Unbelievable win! I cannot believe it! Falmer and Wilson at midcourt, and the tip goes to Nevaeh Jones. Labette County with possession number 1 of SEK game number 3 from Altamont, Kansas. Here's Wilson with it at the top of the key. She'll rip it to the right side to Dewey. Nevaeh Jones, off of a hot performance, lets a 3 fly and misses, but the putback is no good from Lynn Cherney. Rebound Blue Comets, here they come with try number 1.
Good effort though by the Lady Grizzlies. Getting a good shot and rebound, just didn't fall.
Bogle mishandles it, picks it up and dishes to Smith, backing down Lynn Cherney. Chooses to go to the right side, turns and kicks to Falmer, and she travels. Turnover Blue Comets. Head coach for the Blue Comets is Dustin Fox, and head coach for your Lady Grizzlies, Brianna Vollmer, who will join us at halftime of the boys contest. Here's Kaiten O'Brien with the basketball to the far corner, Nevaeh Jones. They'll rotate it around to the top of the key. Lynn Cherney, the post is Wilson on the backside block. Here's a cut, and it's thrown away. Ball's on the deck, and a jump ball is called. It'll be Lady Blue Comet basketball.
As you're just kind of seeing some nerves here in the first minute or so of play, because they're not quite settled. They're just kind of playing a little rushed.
I'd like to thank Labette Health for making tonight's broadcast of Grizzly basketball possible, as the Blue Comets have the basketball, looking for their first lead of the game. 0-0 is still the score. 6:50 left in the first quarter.
Lady Grizzlies picking them up in man, as switching off screens.
Here's a long three-pointer heaved, and it's off the back iron, and it's going to be rebounded. Never mind, tipped out by Audrey Dewey, and it stays with the Blue Comets. But that shot didn't look too bad from Tyra Bogle, Isabel, as she's known to shoot the basketball, and that's something that the Blue Comets were able to do in the summer in some of their tournaments was shoot.
Yeah, they definitely were able to get the ball to fall this summer, so like I said, they got to be able to close out on the arc.
Here's Bogle underneath, rejected by O'Brien, and a jump ball is created. It'll be Labette County ball. Kaiten O'Brien creating all kinds of havoc on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, and you've got to just keep putting the defensive pressure on. I mean, your shots will fall eventually, but you don't want the Comets to strike first.
Here's Kaiten with a nice bounce pass to the right side. Dewey with a long 2, no good. Wilson and Jones both crashing on the rock off the offensive rebound. And it'll be a foul going the other way on Nevaeh Jones.
Yeah, and she just had unfortunate position there, as it did end up being a foul there for her.
.6:15 to go, opening quarter. Here's Bogle defended by O'Brien. Looks like a Well, it is man-to-man defense for the Lady Grizzlies. Here's a drive from Fulmer. The 5'11" junior misses, and it's rebounded by Ridley. Here comes Shelby Wilson up ahead. She'll settle on the left wing and find a cutting Lynn Cherney. Here's O'Brien now. She's got Lynn on the low left block and Wilson in the corner. Wilson snatches. One dribble kick. O'Brien at the top. 5:50 now in the first quarter. Still 0-0. Here's Audrey Dewey. Off of a good offensive performance, so is Jones. Skip past O'Brien, gets her man to bite on a three. Cradles with the left, shoots, misses. Rebound Lynn Cherney, and she's fouled and will shoot a pair of free throws from the free throw line, as hopefully Lynn Cherney can break the ice here early.
Yeah, the Lady Grizzlies definitely needed something to go their way, and that was good effort there by the whole squad to get some momentum.
Ridley takes 2 dribbles, spins, fires, and rattles in and out. Ridley, a good free throw shooter. Addison Rexwinkle checks in, replaces Nevaeh Jones, and that's an interesting, or something to note anyways, a lineup change. Addison had been starting instead of Nevaeh, but Addison, I was talking to Coach Vollmer just before tip, is not 100% healthy. She said she's about 90%, as Ridley gets the second free throw to go. 1-0 Labette County.
Just hopefully that'll break the ice here, as it has been scoreless for most of this first quarter.
Trap on the far side. Bogle loses it out of bounds. It stays with Chanute. The trap was created by Wilson and O'Brien. So here's Chanute. If they score, they have the lead. And this looks like it's going to be like a 35-24 type of game, Isabel.
Yeah.
Here's a near steal. Hitting the deck hard is Smith, and she'll somehow get it away to Shields. One of Isabel's keys was to close out beyond the three-point line, especially on Shields. Here's a three-pointer from Smith, and it's good. You talk about closing out beyond the arc. You're going to have to pay attention to Jalen Smith. 3-1 Blue Comets.
Yeah, and that was definitely something that made Coach Fox happy, as he's been wanting his girls to have their shots fall.
As that was a big deal that we talked about in our Tank Connection pregame show. This is the same starting 5 that Chanute had last year. Here's a double dribble on O'Brien. But the big difference was shots going through the nylon and shots not going through the nylon. That was a big differential in their success or lack thereof last season.
So now it looks like the Lady Grizzlies are going to press, and Caitlin steals it.
She'll shoot the floater and get it to go. 3-3 is the score. O'Brien, the leading scorer, finally gives Labette County their first field goal of the ball game. Chanute's trying to break the press now. Labette County still suffocating. Fulmer with some space, though. Cut off on the low block by Lynn Cherney. Good ball movement from the Blue Comets. Keating for 3. Air ball. Rebound Grizzlies.
That's something you don't want to get beat on, is that backside press, and Ridley thankfully stepped up to face Fulmer.
Shelby left open for 3. She'll hit a 3. Shelby Wilson with the first three-pointer of the ball game. 6-3 Labette County.
And if you're the Lady Grizzlies, you're just going to want to keep capitalizing on these good possessions here.
Timeout, Coach Fox in the Blue Comets. He'll have a chat with his team, who just gave up the first three-pointer of the game to Shelby Wilson. It's Grizzlies 6, Blue Comets 3. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Lady Blue Comet basketball. They trail the Lady Grizzlies 6-3 halfway through the first quarter. Even 4 minutes, clock's ticking. Here we go off a ball screen. First field goal is good for Peyton Shields, 6-5. Peyton Shields chiseling away at that small Grizzly lead. We have another tie-up as O'Brien was driving and Chanute clamped down on it. That's the second time that's happened. One for Labette, one for Chanute. This time it'll be Blue Comet basketball.
Yeah, as if you're Labette County dribbling into the lanes, you're going to want to make sure to keep the ball close to you, as the Comets are willing to play D and reach out for it.
Kelsey Havland in the game out of the Coach Fox timeout for the Blue Comets. And here's one thrown away, a steal from Peyton O'Brien. She'll keep on it with the right hand and try to pass, try to shoot. I don't know what it was, but she turned it over, and here comes Peyton Shields the other way.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. I believe she ran into Ridley or Addison and just kind of got tied up there.
Dribble handoff left side, and a travel is called on Havland. It's Kelsey Havland. She has a sister on the team, I believe. Yes, Ashley Havland. Couple Grizzlies check in on the floor as Nevaeh Jones, Addison Rexwinkle, Kaiten O'Brien, Allie Martin just checked in, and Shelby Wilson's in the far corner. Labette's working the floor left to right, Chanute right to left. Wilson flashes. Martin is the post presence. She'll come up to the right elbow. O'Brien has the ball on the far side. 3 minutes to go first quarter. Labette just by 1 point. Little bit sluggish after the winter break. A three-pointer from O'Brien. That's not sluggish. 9-5 Labette County. Kaiten O'Brien with 5 of the Labette County's 9.
As this is good to see, just continuing to, you're going to have to adjust to the defense. They're not letting you drive in easily, and so you got to take outside shots, and thankfully they're falling right now.
Ashley Havland is in the ball game as well, so both Havland sisters are in the game. 2:30 to go, 9-5 Labette County. 2 3-pointers from Wilson and O'Brien have kept it at somewhat arm's reach, if you will, here late first quarter. Here's Chanute looking to respond. They're going to dump it inside, and a foul from behind on Kaiten O'Brien. They were trying to get it into Tyra Bogle. Stands at just 5'7", but Isabel, that's something that we discussed, or you did as well in our opponent preview. They like to play 5 out, but sometimes post up a point guard. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, definitely. They're trying to get some movement, inside the paint, and that's exactly what they were trying to do there.
As here's a floater by Tyra Bogle. It's good, and then a turnover is created by Chanute on the other end as I paused for a moment because I was trying to see who scored the bucket. Here's a three-pointer for the lead for Chanute. Way off the mark. It lands out of bounds near the Grizzly cheer squad. And it'll be Labette County ball. Lynn Cherney checks back in for Wilson. Labette County holding just a 9-7 lead. Minute 54 is on the clock.
That was just seemingly a rush shot by Haviland. As the Lady Grizzlies hopefully can capitalize here.
Here's Dewey stripped on the interior. Gets it back and flips it to Rexwinkle, who's moving ever so gingerly. As I forget what Vollmer said took place with Rexwinkle, but she said she's not 100%, and she's not moving like it. Here's a floater from Jones, left baseline, no. Rebound Chanute, a near travel, but she'll skip it up ahead. It was Bogle up ahead to Kinley Chard, fresh in the game for the Blue Comets. Here's a deep three-pointer launched, no good, and a foul underneath. It'll be on Labette County. So it stays with Chanute. I mean, this feels kind of like the Parsons and Altamont game. Parsons was sluggish, and Labette County took advantage. Labette County's a little bit sluggish right now, and sometimes you drink a little bit too much eggnog, have too much fruitcake.
Yeah.
The Christmas break effect. It's tough to get over that first game, but Chanute's a little bit more alive right now, as here's a missed three and a rebound from Jones.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of performing a little lower, subpar here. Again, not everybody's healthy, but hopefully they can overcome that here.
Rexwinkle in the near corner in front of Coach Fox, and a touch foul is going to be called on Chard, I do believe. Yes, it is, as that'll just be the second team foul on Chanute. And Labette County has only committed 3 fouls, so a very clean game has taken place as we're already 7 minutes in with 1:02 on the clock. Audrey Dewey takes a seat, replaced by Shelby Wilson. Didn't get much of a breather. The senior's back in the game. Flips it into Jones off of the inbound under the basket. It's Martin and Lynn Cherney on opposing blocks underneath the rim. Here's a drive from Rexwinkle, a floater off the back iron, no. Rebound Allie Martin, what an effort underneath. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Labette only up 2. Here's a drive and a shot from Jones, and she's fouled on the floor as she ended up going into the motion of shooting, but they called it on the floor. So that's just the third on Chanute, making it even. Team fouls with 3 on each squad. Wilson hesitates to pitch it in and then finds Martin high right elbow. A little bit of ball rotation around the horn. Pitch and catch with Jones and Wilson. Deep right corner Martin. Nobody flashing underneath. All 5 players are beyond the arc for Labette County. Now they slash. Here's Wilson on the catch. She'll travel. Good call by the far official.
Yeah, she just hesitated a little too much and her body weight caused her back foot to drag. So good play call, though, by Coach Vollmer. It was a nice cut by Wilson. Good pass to the inside from Rexwinkle, but just not completely executed.
There's multiple things that Coach Vollmer mentioned a couple weeks ago in our post-game interview with her, which tonight will take place at halftime of the boys contest. But floor spacing was one of them. We get congested, we stand and watch Caton play, and all 5 players were spaced very nicely on that possession. Lynn Cherney gets aggressive on a passing lane, and it pays off, but she loses it out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Blue Comets with 21 seconds, just a touch under at 20.9 on the clock. Here come the Blue Comets. A long three-pointer is put up by Shields, way off the mark, but an offensive rebound is snagged. Here's Smith inside, cut off, a kick-out three for the lead is off the mark again. Rebound Ridley, 5 seconds. Up ahead to Rexwinkle with 3 seconds. Here's Martin, head fakes and is fouled on the floor, as they probably won't put any time back on the clock, so it was a good foul if you're Chanute. There's .8 on the clock, and Labette County has to inbound it near the Blue Comet cheer squad here on the deep right corner in front of us.
Yeah, and if you're Labette County, I mean, you better hope for a wide open shot. I mean, you've got enough time to get the ball off, but you want to make sure you're ready to just fire away.
Jones is going to be the inbounder as Vollmer is really instructing what she wants. Wilson is left wide open. Here's the three, and it's good! Chanute left Shelby Wilson wide open with .8 on the clock, which is more than enough time to catch and shoot, especially when you are uncontested. And boy, did that feel like a big shot to liven up this crowd, let alone our Grizzlies a little bit. At the end of one, Labette County 12, Chanute 7. We'll be back after 60 seconds here on our YouTube KLKC Sports.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
At the end of one, quarter number 2 is about to be underway shortly. Labette County 12, Chanute 7. Boy, was that a sluggish first quarter, but Shelby Wilson with .8 on the clock off of an inbounds pass from Nevaeh Jones was left uncontested and knocked it down, giving Labette County its largest lead of the contest. Jack Leak with Isabel Redford, and we're already underway. Here's Jones with it on the left wing. Couple drives and a step back long two is no good. Lynn Cherney crashing on the glass and scores. What a crash. Ridley was at the free throw line and caught it on the left short corner.
Yeah, she's been desperately due for one of those, so good to see that performance by Ridley. Definitely won't be the last from her tonight.
As Chanute crossed half court, we had a whistle. I was writing down the 2 for Ridley. I'm not too sure what the call was. It wasn't a foul on Labette. I think the pass was deflected out of bounds.
Yes, it was.
So Chanute with it, down 7, their largest deficit. Here's Jalen Smith. Hit a three-pointer early and has been quiet since. 3 seconds in the lane. No, a block, an offensive foul, an illegal screen on Chanute. It took me 3 tries, but I got it right. Turnover Chanute. It'll be Labette County ball. 14-7. They hold the lead. 7:15 to go in the first half. Here's O'Brien crossing the LC Grizzly paw at midcourt. Labette in their home whites with gold trim and red numbers. Chanute in their road powder blues and kind of a light hazy yellow numbers and white trim. You're the
like
graphic
sand
design
color.
person.
I was waiting to see what you were going to say.
Yeah. As O'Brien converts on a baseline floater, as Caden O'Brien's got 7 of Labette County's 16 points, make that 16-7 Labette County.
As the Grizzlies looks like they're pressing, forcing Fox to call a timeout.
We have a timeout, Chanute. It is a full timeout, and we will use all of it and be sure we get on the air on the radio. As we had some technical difficulties, it was my fault. I didn't let anyone know there was a game tonight, but we'll be on the radio 106.7 KLKC as well as our live stream, so don't go anywhere when we return in 60 seconds on KLKC, or soon to be KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Bowen Pharmacy.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Kraus in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
As we are now live on 106.7 KLKC Parsons, we thank you for tuning in to another evening of Grizzly basketball. As we're fresh out of a Chanute timeout, to quickly update you, Labette County leads Chanute 16-7. This is our ladies contest. We have a foul on Chanute. Isabel, this would be a good time to just summarize to our radio listeners, our YouTube watchers, know what's been going on. But if you're listening to the radio show that was on KLKC and you're wondering what's going on, this was a sluggish game from the beginning. Fresh out of break, it's usually sluggish, but Labette County slowly chipped away a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely was difficult to kind of get rolling here, and you could tell both teams were kind of trying to, put some points on the board, make some plays, but now it feels like Labette County's kind of knocked some of that rust off, and we're seeing them really put on a show for us.
They've held Chanute scoreless all of the second quarter. Here's a three from Addison, and it is good. It did not look like it was going to fall, as she was even leaning her body to the right to will it to go in, and it worked. 19-7 Labette. They have hit 4 3-pointers here this evening. Ball is on the deck, picked up by O'Brien. Long pass to Jones. What a dime, and she will lay it in. O'Brien playing quarterback. Novella playing receiver. It is Labette County 21, Chanute 7, and another Coach Fox timeout is signaled in. It's just a 30-second timeout, but Labette County's really picking it up after the slow start to the first quarter. We'll keep it here and remind everybody that tonight's broadcast is powered by Labette Health of Parsons, and a few other sponsors include the following.
Other sponsors for tonight's game include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clements Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Urban Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, Unified School District USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Day Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic.
5:08 to go in the first half. It is Labette County 21, Chanute 7. As in the second quarter, it is 7-0 Labette County. Chanute is yet to score. That is something that they did in major stretches last year. They just couldn't score. That resulted in definitely a below average season for what Coach Fox has put down on his time at Chanute. Man, did he build quite a program at Chanute.
Yes, he sure did. And
here's Keating with it on the left wing, trying to back down Nevaeh. She's helped by Rex Winkle underneath and Lynn on the left side. Lynn Cherney, that is. Chanute maintains possession. Real sloppy, as you can hear a couple Chanute fans behind me urging their team to get it under control, as it is just a little bit sloppy for the Lady Blue Comets right now. Here's their junior point guard, Peyton Shields. A long pass inside is caught underneath by Bogle, and it's stolen by Caton O'Brien. Man, is she quick, all the way across half court, tries to get by Smith. Here's a ball rotation. Jones looking to get downhill, forced to spin. And some spacing is going to try to take place, but not before a Caton O'Brien travel. Turnover Labette County. 2 Blue Comets check in. It is Falmer and Ashley Haviland. And a couple Grizzlies check in. We have Allie Martin on the floor, Addison Rexwinkle, Shelby Wilson, Nevaeh Jones, and Caton O'Brien.
as these girls have played very aggressively on defense, as they're continuing to do so. They're continuing to press, continuing to switch off. They're having really good protection above the arc, which is something
Here's a tip pass from Addison and a steal from Caton O'Brien. And then a foul immediately after that took place is going to go on Smith. And that will be the 7th on Chanute. Boy, did that stack up quick. The 2nd on Jalen Smith. Labette County just with 14 fouls. So a 1-and-1 on this end for Caton O'Brien, who has 7 of her team's 21 points. Caton misses the front end and won't get a second. It's tipped out by Martin. It'll be Chanute basketball. As I feel like I'm watching a football game. It's 21-7.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Chanute trying to break the Grizzly press, and they do. They get across half court, and here's a long pass over the head of Haviland, and it's somehow saved by Falmer, back in the hands of Ashley, and she misses. Rebound, Allie Martin. Here come the ladies in white, your Lady Grizzlies. Here's O'Brien ahead of the pack. Dribbles into the chest of 4 blue jerseys, forced to kick. Dump inside Martin. Tugged from behind, no call. Backs down her defender and kicks. 4 beyond the arc, and Martin underneath. She's posting up firmly on Bogle. Here's a drive and kick. Caton back with the basketball. Cut off baseline. High pass over the head of her defender. Shields in the hands of Nevaeh Jones. Another drive and kick. Rexwinkle trying to force a foul, and I think he called a charge. Yep, he did. So an offensive foul on Addison. As nobody knew what the foul was until just now. As it didn't look like a charge, but he called it, and I guess no one watched him. They assumed it was just a foul on the floor or something.
Well, it wasn't a very, he didn't stand and throw his whole body weight into it kind of charge. It was just it was a charge.
Usually refs take about 6 blows of the whistle, skip to half court, and put every ounce of body strength they have into the charge. But I appreciate that from the official down there. I think it's Kevin Midget is his name. I appreciate you, my friend. 2:40 to go in the first half. Chanute misses a 3. Here comes Labette County. Rexwinkle, Euro steps and scores. What a pretty move from Addison Rexwinkle around the trunk of Bogle.
It looks like she had practiced that move about 20 times in that same exact position. It was a beautiful Euro for a perfect layup.
Here's a long pass to the opposite block on Falmer, and she travels as Falmer caught it. It was a gorgeous pass. I think it was from either Shields or Ashley Haviland on the far side. She didn't need to pump fake.
No, she didn't. I think she was kind of surprised that she was as wide open as she was. And I think that just caused the stutter step.
23-7, Labette County, 2:15 to go in quarter number 2. Shorter rotation off of the bench for Coach Vollmer. And I say that, and checking in and putting up a shot is Aubrey Boss, but misses. As I was just getting ready to say, Isabel, the rotation has been a lot tighter tonight. We haven't seen Roberts or either Boss twin until now. Here's a three-pointer from Shields, no good. Rebound tipped around, pinballed around on the floor, and a jump ball is created. It'll stay with Chanute.
Good effort, though, there by Boss and Ridley and Shelby, it looked like, as they were all over that.
Nevaeh checks in. She replaces Addison Rexwinkle. As just a fun fact, Nevaeh's name is Heaven spelled backwards.
Oh, that's cool.
Just a fun fact there. Minute 45, here's a Chanute three-pointer way off the mark. They've shot a bunch of them, and they've converted on only one, and it was their first attempt of the game. Up ahead, here's Lynn Cherney from the elbow, misses off the back iron. Minute 30 now, here comes Chanute. Long pass up ahead in the hands of Keating. A starter for the Blue Comets, whips it around the horn to the far side, Shields. Blue Comets really spacing the floor. Here's another three-pointer off the left side. Rebounded this time by Bogle. Her putback is no good, and that's got to be an over the back, and they're going to call a jump ball as Aubrey Boss was in there on the rebounding attempt and did convert it, and coming over her back strong. I thought it was a foul. But the jump ball goes to Labette County. It was Haviland over her back.
As Reagan Roberts is going to check in for Boss. So she will take the floor.
Minute 10 on the clock, first half. Wilson with it in the right corner near the Chanute bench. Here's Jones left side. Roberts is going to pop to the top of the key. Caton launches a deep three off the glass, no good. Hit the short edge of the glass and then the front part or the back part of the rim. Here comes Chanute the other direction. O'Brien trying to force a trap. Now Roberts in a one-on-one situation with her defender. Her man, rather. 40 seconds left in the first half. Chanute's going to have to score. They have not scored all first half. It's not like Labette County's put on a fireworks show, but Chanute's been held scoreless, so it's pretty easy to stack up a decent lead, which is now just at 16. Here's Shields switching right to left, and a foul is going to be called on the floor, so it won't be free throws for the point guard. They're going to get Nevaeh Jones. That's her second or third, I believe her second. That is just the sixth team foul on Labette County. So it looks like they are going to escape the first half without putting Chanute in the bonus.
Yes, that's definitely a big thing if you're Labette County. Not giving away easy points.
Chanute set to inbound. Shields the inbounder. She'll throw it to her safety outlet over the top. Here's Kelsey Haviland. Her sister is on the bench momentarily. 15 seconds to go. Here's Shields, defended by Martin. Little drive and a handoff. Here's Falmer. Tallest player on the floor. 8 seconds. Chanute still pressured and suffocated beyond the three-point line. 3 seconds. Shields has to go. Shoots a fader, and it's good. That was a nice offensive possession, as Coach Fox still has his arm crossed and just has a slight grin on his face as he watches his team head to the locker room and gives a fist bump to his point guard. So Chanute's only points of the second quarter came in literally the final tenths of a second, but they needed it. Labette County 23, Chanute 9. We're going to step aside for a 2-minute timeout and come back with our iCare Associates of Parsons halftime show on 106.7 KLKC Parsons. here on 106.7 KLKC Parsons, as well as our YouTube live stream under KLKC Sports. Jack Leake with Isabel Redford, we welcome you in. Your Lady Grizzlies hold a 23-9 lead at the break over the visiting Lady Blue Comets of Chanute, as we have some halftime activity participants out there on the middle of the floor, Isabel, putting up some half-court shots. As I remember, it would have been our senior year when Sydney Stice.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
They presented Coach Christy Snyder with a basketball signifying her whatever amount of wins. I don't remember exactly.
Career.
Yeah, her career. She was retiring at the end, or no. That was a different landmark, but regardless. And
it might have been for her 400th win.
Yeah, it was something like that. And Sydney Stice picks up the 400-win basketball, shoots a half-court shot, and drains it.
Yeah.
Drains it. Place goes nuts. Snyder goes nuts. You never see that.
Yes.
So the last time I remember seeing half-court shots being put up at halftime, that is what happened. Some halftime stats for you here on our Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. Leading scorer for Labette County is Caton O'Brien with 7, Addison Rexwinkle with 5, Shelby Wilson with 6, and Ridley Lynn Cherney with 3. I know I'm missing a 2-point basket on there somewhere. I'm not sure who, but I'm missing 2 points somewhere. I'll try to figure that out later. Lucas, if you could check on the live stream, maybe go back and just, we have some time, try to see who the 2 points are on so I don't have to go down to the scores table. I would appreciate it. Chanute only with 9 points on the board. Their leading scorer, Peyton Shields, with 4. Jalen Smith hit the first three-pointer of the game. It was one of the first shots put up in the game for either team, and she nailed it. She's got 3 points. And Tyra Bogle just with 2. And as I mentioned, Chanute was outscored by Labette County 11-2 in that second quarter. I mean, it's happened to us.
Yes.
So we know what it's like. But it's hard to stay in a game when you score just 2 or 4 points in a quarter.
Yeah, it definitely is difficult. It's hard to, yes, it's hard to win the game because you're not scoring, but it's also hard to come back and try to mount a comeback because mentally that's just tough. It's hard when you're down that much and you're not having any offensive production to, really make that comeback, to really, kind of push ahead and push through that. So it's definitely going to take some mental strength from the Lady Blue Comets to try to stay in this game because we've definitely been there before and we know what it feels like.
6 minutes until the beginning of the second half. As Isabel, what are a few things? I know it seems kind of odd because Chanute's really struggled to shoot the basketball, but hey, I'm understanding now why Coach Fox said what he said in the offseason. He said the big difference is shots were falling or shots were not falling. They're getting good looks off.
Yes, they really are.
It's not like it's like that Wichita Collegiate game where Labette won like 72-17.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Chanute's getting good looks. They're patient. They're moving the ball. Sure, they have their fair share of turnovers, but so does Labette County. So I totally see now where Coach Fox is coming from. If Chanute makes half the shots they put up,
it's a much different
this
ball
is a
game.
5-point game.
Yeah.
It's not like Labette has. I don't feel like Labette's played good enough to be up 23-9. That first quarter was awful slow. But I feel like it's been Chanute's lack of making shots is why the score is where it's at. So credit Chanute. They've done everything but get the shots to fall. So I wouldn't change anything if you're Chanute, but if you're Labette, I would really try to juice it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely keep your foot on the gas, maybe be a little bit more aggressive on the defense because what if that scary chance that they do start hitting shots in the second half and then they bring themselves right back into this ball game? It's not over till it's over. And so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, how do we stay aggressive on the defense? Because I did like what I saw, even though Peyton Shields was able to get off that last second shot. The Lady Grizzlies still did a good job in those last few possessions of playing defense, of switching, doing a good job, staying with their man. I felt like their defense was pretty clean, even though they were getting shots off. So I think if they can tighten that down just a little bit more and be more fundamental with it, then I think we're going to see them, because the offense is there. I have no complaints on that. So being able to just tighten down on the defense a little bit more, make shots harder for them to access and continue to be productive on the offense, I think they'll definitely be able to wrap this game up nicely.
as Lucas, man, what a trooper is Lucas. We are blessed to have Lucas Hayward running our live stream. He ran down to the scores table.
Oh, he did?
And came back, and we know who scored.
Good job, Lucas.
That cryptic 2 points that I had no idea who scored it. As let's see here who scored it. I think it was Nevaeh. It was Nevaeh. So Nevaeh has 2 points to chip in. Thank you so much, Lucas. I really appreciate that. 3.5 minutes until the beginning of the second half. Labette County 23, Chanute 9. We're going to go ahead and take a 60-second timeout and come back with the back half of our Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. Two minutes now until the beginning of the second half, and before we wrap up our Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show, we'd like to thank Labette Health for making tonight's broadcast of Grizzly basketball possible. A few other sponsors for tonight's games include
Other sponsors for tonight's game include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clements Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, the Unified School District of USD 506, the Quarter Store of Altamont, Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic.
As Isabel, I like to go back and look at the keys that you made for the game. One of them is closing out beyond the arc. Debatable. Chanute's threes haven't been bad looks. They just haven't made them. So maybe tighten up closing out beyond the arc a little bit. But the second key has definitely been met. Take away Peyton Shields. When this team goes, she's usually a big part of that.
Yep.
And she's their leading scorer, but she just has 4 points. So how do you feel about your keys? Are they met right now, or where are they at right now?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they've done a good job with them. Again, Peyton being somebody that, you know, if she's hot, they're hot, and so you just got to continue to, thankfully it hasn't necessarily been her night, so I think they just need to continue to lock her down because it's getting her frustrated and making her have mistakes, and so I just think they need to continue doing that. And with closing out beyond the arc, I think it's more important now maybe. I mean, yes, if they're not making threes, don't necessarily, it's not as nerve-wracking, but just stick with their man. They've done a very good job of, you know, making sure that they're in their face, they're swatting at the ball. They need to continue to do that, and I think they'll have a very successful second half.
Players make their way onto the floor for Labette County. It's your starters, Nevaeh Jones, Audrey Dewey, Shelby Wilson, Kaiten O'Brien, and Ridley Lynn Cherney. Meanwhile, for Chanute, they are still in the huddle. Coach Fox using every bit of the time on the clock up as the buzzer does sound, and the refs will urge them to get on the floor as they break the huddle. And here we go for Chanute. On the hardwood is Tyra Bogle, Peyton Shields, Kearney Falmer, Preston Keating, Jalen Smith, and I think I already said Tyra Bogle. I think I said 5 and didn't even know it.
Yeah, I think you did.
Wow, thanks. Chanute will start off with the basketball in the second half, 23-9. Here's a layup, and it is good immediately. Tyra Bogle goes with the right hand, knew what she wanted, and Coach Fox gives a fist pump to one of his assistant coaches. Kaiten O'Brien launches a three and misses. Rebound out in the hands of Lynn Cherney. O'Brien gets it back, has a crease, and she responds with a layup of her own. But man, Chanute looked aggressive right out of the gate.
Yeah, I definitely think Coach Fox gave him a nice pep talk there in the locker room at half. But if you're Labette County, you can't let that intimidate you. You've got to keep your foot to the pedal.
as the student section for Labette County is now in effect. It was kind of building in that first half, and now they're over there chanting. Here's a three-pointer from Falmer off the back window, no good. What a rebound from Smith. Her putback is a no, and she somehow rips it away from Shelby Wilson as she got the rebound. Jalen Smith is keeping it alive. Falmer with another crack at it, back iron, no, and Lynn Cherney's gonna rip it down, and now a foul is called on Smith. But my goodness, what efforts with an S on the end it was on that possession by Jalen Smith of the Blue Comets.
Yeah, she is definitely working hard down in there to try to get something going for her team.
6:50 in the third. Each team with the deuce. Definitely a much cleaner second half, as I'm sure both these teams would have liked to have had a warm-up first half because they haven't played a team since middle of the second week of December, third week of December, so it's been a while for these teams since they've played in competition. Here's O'Brien, dribbling, shooting and scoring. As man, she did that so quickly as she knows exactly where she wants to go with it. It seems like every time she catches it, and she's already up to 11 points. Chanute breaking the Grizzly press quickly, and a foul on Ridley is called in the full court. That's her first, and the team's first. Each team with one team foul in the early goings of quarter number 3.
Yeah, it's really just, unfortunately, it was just a body check foul there as they were both going up for the ball.
Labette County in a 2-3 zone. O'Brien's going to steal it away from Shields. It's one-on-one. A Euro step layup is good. Kate O'Brien is up to 13 points on the evening, and that one was defense turned into offense.
Yeah, and that Euro step is so deadly, especially in women's ball, as not many people know how to defend and guard that. So a nice tool there for Kate O'Brien to pull out.
All 6 of Labette County's points in the third quarter are in the back pocket of Kate O'Brien. 5:45, already 8 points have been scored in the third quarter by a combination of both teams. Chanute with the basketball, playing 3 out, 2 in. Here's a fader put up from Shields, similar to the one she put up at the buzzer at the end of the first. It's off the mark, and we have a foul going on Labette County, as in there again in the chaos was Jalen Smith, moving bodies around in the red painted area, and that's the second on Lynn Cherney, and the second as a team. Vollmer's not going to take any chances. Allie Martin replaces Ridley.
Yes, again, just another unfortunate kind of wrong place, wrong time foul for Ridley.
Shields is going to throw it in, having to chase it down in the corner is Bogle. Uncontested 3, hit every part of the rim and fell out. Rebound, Nevaeh Jones, skip up ahead to Kate O'Brien. As I look behind me, as the red back seats are really filling in, as Allie Martin has it, and Coach Vollmer wants a timeout, and I don't mind it, as Chanute, it's an 18-point deficit, and you're still outscoring them 6-2, but Chanute's playing a lot better in this second half, and we knew that they would.
Yep.
And so it'll definitely be much harder to put them away in the second half than maybe it was in that first half. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and come back with more third quarter action on KLKC.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to labettehealth.com.
Here's Chanute with the basketball. Labette County empty on their possession out of the Coach Vollmer timeout. 29-11 is the score. Here's Falmer slapping at it as Jones. A deep 3 from Shields, hoisted and missed. Falmer skying above all the white jerseys. She's the tallest player on the floor. She's down there defended by Shelby Wilson. Here's a runner good off the glass from Peyton Shields. She's up to 6 on the evening.
As you can tell, she's just continuing to try and facilitate for her team. Trying to make anything go for the Lady Comets.
Nevaeh tries to drive baseline and loses it out of bounds. It stays with Labette. She will have a seat replaced by Addison Rexwinkle, and Falmer takes a seat for Chanute. She is replaced by Kinley Chard. Off the inbound, the ball is on the deck, and we have our 20th jump ball of the game. Feels like it.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot this game.
It stays with Labette County with 4.5 on the clock in quarter number 3. O'Brien's going to throw it in over the top. Oh, some miscommunication, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds. It'll be Chanute basketball.
As that's just an uncharacteristic turnover there for the Lady Grizzlies. Something we haven't seen from them in a while.
Here's Bogle all the way down the court, missing a layup, gets her own miss, and then she cleans up her own mess as Tyra Bogle, pretty much uncontested, just went to the rim, missed, got it back, and scored.
Yeah, that was just, I'm not sure where the Lady Grizzlies were there on that play.
Three-pointer from Dewey is no good. Rebound Jalen Smith, as runs are going to spark when a team plays better, and that's certainly what Chanute has done out of the halftime break. Here's a three-pointer missed, but another rebound from nobody other than Jalen Smith, saving a possession for the Blue Comets. A three-pointer from Shields is airballed and out of bounds. It will be Labette County ball.
Yeah, as Coach Fulmer's trying to pump up her team as they seem to be a little bit gassed here, not working as hard on the rebounds, and that's not making her happy.
As sometimes coaches aren't as pleased with where their team is at after a Christmas break in terms of a conditioning standpoint.
Yes.
As certainly that can be something that is harder to get under your feet. You know, you get in such a routine and then you're off, you're done. And then it's hard to make it up in a short amount of time. I think she said they only practiced 3 days with that snow day in there early in the break. As here's another jump ball underneath. This time it'll be Blue Comet ball. As after Shields airballed that last three-pointer, she looked at her head coach and was just kind of gritting her teeth and clenching her fists like, goodness, what's going on? And he just responded, he just said, you're okay, and just clapped in her direction. Here's a three-pointer from Smith. It's short. Man, that looked good. Hit the front of the rim. Here's Audrey Dewey, and it's off the glass. Miss. Rebound Chard. Immediately puts it on the floor, now backs it up and finds a point guard. Here's Bogle.
Good to see the effort, though, from Dewey. That might have been something she had pulled back on earlier, but good to see her taking shots.
Another three-pointer missed from Haviland, and the putback is no good. Now Shields tries a crack at it and misses, and a foul is going to be underneath, called by the official on the far side. That's going to go on White 14. That's Audrey Dewey. She's known to pick up 3 or 4 fouls a game, and that is foul number 3.
Guys, when you're down there fighting underneath and playing that aggressive, you're bound to get those fouls, so she doesn't necessarily waste them, as she definitely works very hard.
She's replaced by Nevaeh Jones. Another three-pointer for Chanute is no good again. Rebound Addison Rexwinkles. Man, they have shot countless three-pointers tonight. O'Brien left open right wing tray. It's nothing but bottoms for Kaiten O'Brien. Man, she has put on a show. She has all 9 of Labette County's points in quarter number 3.
She definitely came ready to play and stop the Chanute runs.
Good cutoff defense from Ridley is enough to force the miss. Falmer misses on a putback, and another jump ball is called. This time, where's it going to go? I keep losing track here.
It'll be Labette County's ball, I believe.
It is, as Shelby Wilson's going to check out. She was hot early, hit 2 threes in the first quarter. She'll have a seat replaced by Allie Martin. So 2 bigs in the game for Labette County. Lynn Cherney at the free throw line and Allie Martin on the low block. Here's a pass thrown away. O'Brien just throws it right into the chest of Bogle. And here she comes, 1-on-3 situation. A good kick out. Chard for 3, no good. Rebounded by Ridley, and she is harassed. And that is a foul on Chanute. It's going to be on one of 2 Blue Comets. It's either on Haviland or Bogle. And they're going to get Haviland. That'll be the second on her and the second on Chanute as a team. Labette sitting at 3 team fouls here in the second half.
Has really did a good job just fighting for that ball. I was almost wondering if it'd be another jump ball there for a second.
Here's Rexwinkle on the left side. Throws it deeper in the corner to Nevaeh Jones. Ball reversal for Labette County. Here's Lynn coming out from the paint to catch at the top of the key. Martin still backing down Falmer, trying to get a touch. The guard still working it, and a travel on Nevaeh Jones.
And again, she's another one of those that doesn't necessarily always make those mistakes, but when she gets excited, she just kind of puts her foot down too quickly, and that time it ended up in the turnover.
Minute 40 in the third quarter, 32-15 Labette County. Here's Falmer off the inbound, and Rexwinkle's going to come in and just force the jump ball and rip it out of the hands of Falmer with ease. It's going to stay with Chanute. And Peyton Shields has it at the volleyball line. She'll throw it to the left side. Here's Haviland. Shields cuts, wanted it, but doesn't get it. Here's Char, dribble handoff. Good spacing from Chanute. 4 out, 1 in. Falmer underneath. Here's a nice backdoor and a catch, and they're going to say it's on the floor. So no free throws, but a nice offensive series. It's Kelsey Haviland off the back door.
As if you're Chanute, I mean, that's the right idea. You just got to be patient, work the ball, see what you got. And in this case, it resulted in the foul.
Reagan Roberts checks in for Lynn Cherney. Second time we've seen Reagan tonight. We saw Aubrey Boss earlier in the game. Here's an uncontested three for Kelsey Haviland off of the inbound. It's no good, but another offensive rebound for Chanute. Boy, have those piled up in a hurry here in the third quarter, Isabel. Another three-pointer is an air ball, and Falmer's foot was out of bounds as she touched it. It'll be Labette County ball. They've had to have put up 22 threes tonight. 20?
I wish we had kept track because it's been a lot.
We've just passed the 60-second mark in the third quarter. Not much scoring has taken place in the back half of this third quarter. O'Brien has all 9 of Labette County's points in this affair, though, and she has the basketball. Now Roberts with it in the far corner. Martin on the right elbow with a drive and kick to Wilson. 2 Grizzlies in the paint. It's Roberts and Martin. Here's a good feed to Rexwinkle. Squares it up in the left corner for her second three. No good. Martin tries to clean it up and misses the putback. And Rexwinkle hanging with it, and a foul is called on Addison Rexwinkle. That's going to be the 5th team foul of the second half on Labette County. And that's the second on Addison. As you were saying?
No, you're good. That last possession, I wasn't upset with that because they did a good job of working the ball around. You know, Allie caught it, high post, drove, kicked back out to Shelby. They swung it around. You know, I wasn't upset with that shot, and even the rebound by Allie.
Here's a drive again, and this time it's converted. Kelsey Haviland had probably one of the better back doors we've seen on the offensive end for Chanute on the last possession that came up short, but she converts here. 4 seconds for Labette County. They lead by 15. O'Brien dumped down to Martin. Kick out Roberts at the buzzer. It's good! Reagan Roberts hits it as the buzzer sounds. That's the second time, or no, the third time we've seen a shot hit at the end of the buzzer. In the first quarter, it was Shelby Wilson with .8 on the clock. In the second quarter, it was Peyton Shields for Chanute at the buzzer. And at the end of the third quarter, it's Reagan Roberts at the buzzer for Labette to get their lead back out to 17. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and come back with the 4th and final quarter of our ladies contest.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Yeah, they definitely put up a much better performance and looked like a much more active and ready team as he was firing them up again here before the fourth quarter.
Shelby Wilson double teamed on the left wing, a zone from Chanute. She'll throw a one-arm bounce pass that goes to the backcourt, and that's a violation on Labette County, as Coach Fox sure likes that defensive stand to open the final quarter.
Yeah, as if you're Labette County, you can't get frazzled here. I mean, a 17-point lead is a lot, but it's, I mean, again, it's not over till it's over, so they have to defend. Right. They have to play good here.
Here's Bogle behind the back, switching directions. Now at the top of the key, it goes to Keating. She'll be crossing over, elects to go to the right side of the floor, sets a screen off the give to Shields. Now she'll hand it off. Here's Bogle launching a three, in and out. Rebounded by Nevaeh Jones, but the three-pointers just haven't fallen for Chanute. They just hit one all night. Shelby with it, finds Lynn, who flashes. Pitches it to the far corner. Dewey with her foot on the line, hits it. Oh, he's going to say it's a three. It sure looked like her right toe was on the line, but you won't hear any arguing from me. Audrey Dewey for three.
That's definitely good to see, as you saw her kind of crack a smile there, running back down the other end of the floor. Coach Fulmer liked that shot as well.
As she scored 7 points against Parsons, and we haven't even seen her put up enough shots to score 7 points.
Yeah.
And Coach Fulmer said, hey, I'm not going to be mad at you. You can shoot the basketball. And she has been, and it paid off there. Another three-pointer missed. Dewey with the board. Up ahead, it's 2-on-1. Bounce pass to O'Brien, left wide open and converts. Great offense that started out as defense off the rebound for Audrey Dewey. Here's a trap in the corner, and Coach Fox is going to bail out his player in the corner that was Keating with a timeout. As we'll keep it here and one last time for our ladies contest. We'd like to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Tonight's broadcast is powered by Labette Health. Other sponsors include.
Other sponsors for tonight's game include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clements Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, the Unified School District of USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic.
39-17 is the score with 6:17 to play in the ball game, as Kaiten O'Brien has whittled her way up to another fantastic outing, as she had 7 points in the first half and has 11 in the second half.
Yeah, she's definitely performed well tonight. She's looked comfortable, confident, cool. She's had no problem leading her Lady Grizzlies down the floor tonight and grabbing some buckets while she's at it.
It'll be Chanute ball, as Keating was trapped in the corner, had nowhere to go. I mean, she was in solitary confinement. And Coach Fox bailed her out with a timeout, and here we are fresh out of it. Here's a drive with the right hand, soft off the glass, but won't go down for Bogle, rebounded by Labette County, and here they come with 6 minutes to play. Good ball movement. Wilson calls for it, lets a three fire and misses. Rebound in the hands of O'Brien, a little uncontested floater off the glass, no good. Still fighting, but Jalen Smith wins the defensive rebound. Riding the hip of Bogle is O'Brien. Good defender. She gets caught on the backside, and making her pay is Bogle, scoring on O'Brien. Tyra Bogle has 6 points in the second half alone, 8 on the game. Kaiten left wide open for three, but misses. Gets her own rebound, fires it again, why not, and misses off the left side. Rebound Falmer.
I'm not sure if that was the best way to go about that. I mean, I know when you're up that much, taking the free shots seems like a tempting idea, but it might have been better to waste some time off the clock here.
As O'Brien is going to force a jump ball. Man, that was impressive, as Bogle was getting ready to score again on Kaiten, but she soared in and reached across her body with her right arm, which was the offhand in the defensive position she was in, somehow pinned the ball against Bogle's thigh, and a jump ball was the result. What an effort from Kaiten O'Brien. Coach Vollmer wants a timeout. She says, I want 60 seconds, and we'll take that here on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. A couple share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCradio.com.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Chanute ball fresh out of the 62nd timeout. As nobody knew the ball was being thrown in. Coach Vollmer's screaming ball, and Peyton Shields picks it up. Here's a three-pointer, good from Tyra Bogle, who now has 11 points and leads the way in scoring for Chanute. Isabel, they finally got a three to fall, and here's a steal.
Yeah, this is definitely something that you, as Lady Grizzlies, you don't want to let this start to unravel because you know that they're going to try to make a push here. With you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. I mean, they've got time.
Here's Vollmer for three, way off the backboard. Oh, it nearly went in, as they're going to say it was out of bounds as it hit the top corner of the backboard, sat kind of on, or it hit on top of, like literally on top of the backboard, and then fell and hit the front rim. 4:30 in the fourth quarter, 39-22, Labette County. Here's a pitch to Nevaeh Jones from O'Brien, the inbounder. Here's another steal. Smith in a passing lane. Here come the Blue Comets. Man, she's been a quiet MVP for this team.
Yeah, she's definitely been the kind of aggressor facilitator for this team.
Here's Peyton Shields with the ball. Gives it to Bogle, looking for back-to-back. And it looked good from here, but it came up way short. Rebound O'Brien. Here comes the point guard. Tries to Euro and runs right into Smith, who takes the charge and lets out a shout as she celebrates the charge situation. She's a good ball player.
Yeah, she's definitely been aggressive tonight despite deficit or whatever. She's definitely one of those players that's kind of overcome that mental block of the deficit and continue to fight hard, so good for her.
4 minutes in the game, still a 17-point Labette County lead. It's ever since they got that 15 to 18-point lead, it hasn't came down to a dozen, and it hasn't gone up to 25. It's been right in that gap ever since Labette County got up to that 15, 17-point lead. Here is Shields giving it up. Bogle. Vollmer, Labette County in a zone. Trying to take away whatever Chanute's wanting to do, which has been a little bit of everything. Here's Smith with a head fake, a Euro step, and is fouled as she hit the deck hard. We hope she's okay, as she's going to stay on her knee a little bit, and she's going to signal that the floor should be wiped down a little bit, and they're going to get a towel out there to do just that. As we haven't had a foul in a while, it doesn't seem like, but that is the 7th on Labette County, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for Jalen Smith. Chanute sitting just at 2 team fouls, and that's 4 on Audrey Dewey.
Yes, I believe she stepped. I don't know who the foul was. I think she stepped on Audrey's foot, and that caused her to go down.
Yeah. As even if it's, I guess all fouls are accidental. None of them are on purpose, unless you're late in a game trying to foul somebody.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is, if you fall and you were kind of running through traffic, they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, they will.
Because you want to, and you should, because you want to eliminate all possibility of a player thinking they can get away with a trip, even though that one was obviously unintentional. So here's Smith at the line shooting a 1-and-1. Her first free throw is good, and she will get one more. Smith, a 5'6" junior for the Blue Comets, got the start tonight. her first point since the first shot of the game for the Blue Comets. She makes both of them. She has 5 points, and that shot she took early in the game was a three-pointer. She's taken 2 shots from beyond the arc, made one of them, and the second came up just short as she's going to sit down. But, man, those are some good minutes from a junior right there.
Yeah, you got to be happy with that performance if you're Coach Fox.
As Wilson's going to throw it into O'Brien, Lynn Cherney's going to streak out deep, but she's not going to see her.
As it looks like now they might be trying to play the clock game here.
Yep. Lead is 15 for Labette, 3:20 to go. Here's Wilson with it, defended by Shields on the left side. A long bounce pass that bounced about 4 times into the hands of O'Brien, and she is fouled on the shot, they say, as she took a couple dribbles, cradled, and shot. So Kaiten O'Brien is going to go shoot a couple free throws from the line with 3:14 to go.
Which, if you're Labette County, I mean, that's what you need to do at this point. You don't need fast buckets. You don't need the transition play. You know, work the ball, get a good look.
Kaiten's first free throw is good. A couple Blue Comets check in. Smith checks back in, as does Kelsey Haviland. Those two replace Keating and Chard. O'Brien looking to go 2 for 2 from the line, and does perfectly. Lead back to 17 for your Lady Grizzlies, as they're 3 minutes away from having a 2-1 record inside the SEK. Here's a travel on Chanute. Another turnover for the Lady Blue Comets. Turnovers haven't been a huge problem for Chanute.
No, they haven't.
It's just been missed shots. Exactly what Coach Fox said in the research that we did. Reading some things, he talked about missed shots a lot, and that's really been the main thing.
Yeah, it's just been a struggle. I mean, like you said, they've shot countless amount of threes. They've had a lot of looks. Just hasn't fallen for them tonight.
As they've played just fine.
Oh, yeah.
As you played the same, as Shelby Wilson's going to shoot a 3 air ball. That's a rare air ball from Shelby, as she's hit 2 threes tonight. But in how you play doesn't really change. Like, if Chanute would have made all their threes tonight, how they play doesn't change.
No.
All that changes is that the shots fell. So they played just fine. They just haven't been able to score 30, 40 points like Labette County has. As Smith is going to get it underneath and score off of a little turnaround jumper from about 8 feet away, as Smith is starting to really loosen up, as she's at 7 points now, and the lead is back to 15 for Labette with 2:15 to go.
Yeah, I can see her definitely, maturing as the season goes on, and definitely be someone these Lady Blue Comets rely on, because she seems to be the only one with firepower in this second half.
As here's Nevaeh Jones with the ball on the right side of the floor. She'll take a couple dribbles and hand it off to Rexwinkle. Bit of congestion on the floor on this possession, but Jones finds herself open for 3 and misses, and Wilson's going to leave the deck and try to get a board and can't do it. But a jump ball is created by Lynn Cherney, wrapping around the backside of Bogle, and it stays with Labette County. Minute 51 to go. Falmer takes the seat. She's replaced, I think Peyton Shields got her, so a little bit smaller lineup. Smith is the big for Chanute. Here's the set play for O'Brien. Head fakes a 3 and is fouled on a baseline floater. That'll stop the clock at a minute 44. O'Brien's going to pad her stats a little bit and try to knock down a couple more free throws.
Why wouldn't you at this point? I mean, she has played phenomenally tonight.
She's at 20 and has a chance to get 21 and 22 here. Misses the first. All she can do is 21.
She thought it was a 1-and-1. She went very aggressively for the rebound and then
I
kind
saw
of laughed.
That. Second is good. So 21 points for O'Brien. Not bad.
No.
Not bad. As, man, she's something else. 42-26. The O'Brien girls transfers from Oklahoma Union. Kaiten, a junior. And Landry, a sophomore. I'm right on that, right?
Yes, I believe so.
As here's a bucket underneath and one for Smith. As, my goodness, Jalen Smith. As that's on Lynn Cherney. That's her 4th. Was I right on that?
I have no idea what you said, but Landry's
the sophomore.
Yep,
yeah.
You're correct.
And Kaiten's the junior.
Yes.
as here's a missed free throw from Smith, but getting the offensive rebound is Kelsey Haviland. And Coach Fox is going to take a full timeout, so we'll take 30 seconds on KLKC. Labette County leads by 14.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKC.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to labettehealth.com.
A little bit sluggish of a start, as you would expect, but they picked it up, and as has Chanute here in the fourth quarter. But Labette County up by 14, eyeing down 2-1 in league play.
Yeah, they've definitely put on a great performance here tonight and definitely picking it up in the second half.
It'll be Chanute ball out of the Coach Fox 60-second timeout. Peyton Shields will inbound it for the team wearing powder blue tonight. As Shields has a feed bounce off of her chest, and she'll track it down. Here's a three-pointer. No good, rebounded by Wilson. The three-pointer was hoisted by Ashley Haviland. And with 1:10 on the clock, here comes O'Brien, leading scorer out of everyone in the game with 21 points. Here's Caton at the volleyball line, cradling the ball. Takes a couple dribbles to the right side and gives it to Nevaeh. The screen is set away from the ball from Caton, and she'll pick and pop and get it. As Chanute's definitely still wanting to try to make this a respectable loss as they're still fighting for every ounce. Here's Rexwinkle downhill, and a foul on Chanute is called. He's either going to get Shields, he is going to get Shields, and that'll be just the 5th on Chanute as a team and the 2nd on Shields. So Chanute has played a clean game in terms of fouls. Inbound goes to Lynn Cherney with 30 seconds, but you have to be pleased if you're Coach Vollmer, and we will hear from her at halftime of the boys' game, but you have to be pleased with where you're at.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to be, because they've made a lot of progress. They've performed well tonight. They've performed well in other games, so it's definitely been good to watch.
Ball on the deck, and another jump ball is called. Labette County will go to 3-4 on the season. Chanute will go to 0-4, as Chanute, both girls and boys, had a game against Girard moved back to January 30th, I think. So they would have played 4, and Labette County has that circle tournament, so they play more games than their opponents generally anyways, being a part of that Towanda Classic. 3 games in 1 week. As here's a bucket underneath from Kelsey Haviland to close this one out. As, we're going to have a foul. Never mind. A foul on Chanute a long ways from the basket. And that'll stop the clock at 4.2 seconds. And Labette's going to inbound it, and Caton O'Brien's just going to hold it. Coach Fox puts up a hand to just stay back, and the buzzer sounds. Labette County knocks off the Lady Blue Comets 42-30, despite a much improved Blue Comet team in that second half. The Lady Grizzlies are able to hold on and get it done and move to 3-4 on the young season and 2-1 in SEK play, more importantly. Again, we will hear from Coach Vollmer at halftime of the boys game, so be sure and stay tuned for the boys game, but also know that that is coming with Coach Vollmer at the halftime show of the boys contest. But for now, we are going to take a 60-second timeout and come back with our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show of our ladies contest. All Grizzly Nation, that is, to our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show of Lady Grizzly basketball here on 106.7 KLKC Parsons, as well as our YouTube KLKC Sports. We are live as there's 20 minutes put on the clock, but now they put 15 minutes, but it's still not running because there is a tennis ceremony or something taking place.
Yes, so the tennis girls were at state when they did. Normally the tennis senior night is done in the fall with the football, band, all that stuff. But these ladies were at state tennis that week, so they were announcing them tonight.
That makes sense.
That's what was going on.
As I'm just adding up the totals here, Labette County won it 42-30 as Labette County was outscored 13-8 in the fourth quarter. And I'm not going to get over intricate about it. First game back from Christmas break.
Yeah.
You're glad to get a win. Shake some rust off on your home floor. It was nice to play at home after break rather than have to travel to Chanute or something like that. Didn't look pretty early, but quarters number 2 and 3 won it for the Lady Grizzlies, and they had some breathing room in the fourth quarter. We'll see what Coach Vollmer has to say about it at halftime of the boys' game when she joins us. But Chanute did outscore them in the fourth quarter, and it was an even Chanute outscored Labette County by 2 points in the whole second half. And watching them play, I probably would have guessed similar. Chanute looked a lot better in that second half of play.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, it was something they came out in the second half a lot more aggressive. They came out in the third and fourth quarter. They kind of had some plays where they kind of punched Labette County girls in the mouth a little bit, and it was one of those things of like, oh man, like, again, we have that conversation of like if those shots had fallen, it would have been a much different game. And, thankfully tonight that went our way, but that's something you can't overlook because we will see these girls again. And so while the Lady Grizzlies did play so well tonight, you got to give it up for the Lady Blue Comets still fighting there in the second half.
Yeah. Leading scorer for Labette County, in fact, led all scorers, Kate O'Brien with 21. And behind her, it drops all the way down to Shelby Wilson with 6. We got to fill that box score deeper in the month of January and February. Addison Rexwinkle with 5. Ridley Lynn with 3. Lynn Cherney with 3. Reagan Roberts with 2. Nevaeh Jones with 2. Audrey Dewey with 3. For the Lady Blue Comets, leading scorer was Tyra Boga with 11. Jalen Smith with 9. Peyton Shields with 6. And Kelsey Haviland with 4. So that'll do it for our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show of Lady Grizzly basketball, as we're going to step aside for just a 30-second timeout and come back with our Tank Connection pregame show of our boys contest. Welcome in, Grizzly Nation, to Harrison Gymnasium upon the campus of Labette County High School in Altamont, Kansas. We thank you for tuning in to KLKC Sports on YouTube or the radio station, 106.7 KLKC Parsons. I'm Jack Leake with Isabel Redford and Lucas Hayward manning the ship over on the YouTube live stream. The Blue Comets, the Grizzlies, are underway in about 12 and a half minutes, but right now you are listening to the Tank Connection pregame show of Grizzly basketball. As Isabel, we'll go ahead and just recap kind of how the season has gone for Labette County, like we did for the Lady Grizzlies coming out of that break. Even sometimes as fans, it can be a little bit foggy as to what has taken place up until this point. Labette County pummeled in their season opener back on December 2nd at Bonner Springs. They lost that one by 34 points. And in the Towanda Circle Classic, they go 1-2 with losses to Circle and Collegiate and a win at Mulvane. And then in league play, in Argerbright coached fashion, they come out hot On December 13th, they beat Independence at home 40-31, and that following Friday, they knock off Parsons 66-48, and man, was that a fun one to watch.
Yes.
And that'll give Labette County a 3-3 record on the young season. Tell me your thoughts on this team right now.
I'm very excited to see what the future holds for these guys. They're clicking at the kind of the right time. They're starting to play well together. They're starting to just have fun out there. I think that's something that I loved watching when they played on the 16th, excuse me. It was just fun to watch them play. They were just excited and in their element, so I cannot wait to see what they have in store tonight.
In that game against the Vikings back on Friday night, December 16th, the last time we spoke to you here on the air, Hudson Baker led the way in scoring at 17 points. Xavier Phillips had 14, Trey Vincent had 11, and Griff Eaton had 8, along with Joe Page at 8 as well. As this team really, at least that week, especially against Parsons, where they scored 11 points in the first quarter, 22 points in the second quarter, and kept that ticker up high with 15 points in the third and fourth quarter. I can't tell you, I talked to multiple people during the break, and it was just like, man, they look good.
Yeah.
We talked to Argerbright. It looks like it's February, because usually Coach Argerbright teams peak in February. And they still can. They can still get better. He would tell you that. But they look really, really in tune right now.
Yeah, they definitely do. You can tell that it's almost like they have they're just got these telepathic connections. They know where each other's going to be. They know when to pass. They know when to, dribble some more. They know what to look for. They know when to, kind of do the different screens and all that stuff. It's just been fun to watch. And like you said, I know that Coach is always trying to get his team to be better. I think that's part of what he's built such a great culture around this program, because in years past they haven't necessarily always had the height, or they haven't always had all the talent that they've wanted in the world. And any coach could ask you for more talent, but it's one of those things where they've done so well with what they had, and he's put the effort, he's put kind of that hard work culture together, and so that's what I think we're seeing such an amazing team just kind of form here.
Few individuals that stand out for Labette County. Hudson Baker's averaging nearly a double-double. He averages 17 points a game and 9.8 rebounds a game. That's a double-double if you ask me.
Yeah.
Joe Page averages 8 a game. Xavier Phillips averages 8 points a game. Hudson shooting 61% from the field. And then you have probably the biggest cog to this wheel, Trey Vincent. 4 assists a game. Him and Griff, 2 senior point guards who have been there, done that, played varsity since probably their freshman, sophomore year. I don't actually remember. But they've been in these situations, and they have some fun toys to play with. Being 2 experienced point guards, man, I'd love to have Hudson to throw it to.
Yeah.
I'd love to have Joe Page to drive and dish to knock down a 3, or Xavier Phillips to steal it, and then all I have to do is run ahead and he throws it to me.
Yeah.
This team has the pieces. Their top 6 players are just fantastic, and then you have Kagan Bates and Barrett Heston, who are really maturing in the bench role, but those are definitely some players that stand out so far.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun to watch them have that kind of freedom to do what they want with having all the tools and the assets on the different parts of the floor. And like you said, a lot of these guys had to play up early because they were needed. And so they've had that experience. They have that, kind of those heavy hitter minutes, and which has created them to be such great leaders. So kind of early in the season, I guess you would say. And it's been fun to watch them kind of create and learn how to, again, you're teaching the young guys to always, play hard and kind of come up in that culture, but they've been able to kind of build that for themselves. So it's been exciting to watch, and I can't wait to see what they put up tonight.
Those are some players to look out for wearing Grizzlies across the chest, and we're going to step aside for a 30-second timeout and come back with some things that we know about this Grizzly team, as well as some things that we don't. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
Everybody is different. Some get injured, while others simply wear down. Whether it's on the court, on the field, or at the gym, Labette Health's orthopedic and sports medicine team has the training and skill to repair, restore, and renew. We share the same goal, and together we'll write your comeback story. For more information about Southeast Kansas' leading orthopedic and sports medicine team, go to labettehealth.com.
Welcome back to our Tank Connection pregame show here on KLKC Parsons. I'm Jack Leake, here to bring you a couple things that we know about this Grizzly team after the winter break and a couple questions that we still have. A couple things that we know: Hudson Baker is the man. Hudson, like I said, nearly averaging a double-double, 9.8 rebounds a game and 17 points a game. There were questions surrounding Hudson coming into the year. Oh, he played too soft in stretches. He needs to be tougher. He needs to be stronger. He needs to be a presence. He has been every single one of those things and then some. There hasn't been a team that's been able to handle Hudson Baker. Another thing that we know and have found out is that the Labette County length that we were so excited about, Hudson Baker 6'7", Matthew Boyle 6'3", Joe Page 6'5", Xavier Phillips 6'4", we were excited about that, and the excitement has been met and the expectations have been met in terms of the length. It's really creating problems for Labette County's opponents. It's hard for teams to work the ball around the perimeter without being hassled. Some of these guards who are 5'11" are being guarded by a 6'4" stretch wing in Xavier Phillips and Matthew Boyle. It really makes it hard for teams to get going. A couple things we still don't know yet. Can we survive if we get in foul trouble? The depth is still in question. Kagan Bates and Barrett Heston have come in and done just fine, but that has been when they still have guys to come back in and replace them, like Page or Boyle. But let's say we're late February fighting for an SEK title and Hudson Baker fouls out and Joe Page has 4 fouls. Can Kagan Bates and Barrett Heston come in when we're down 8 points with 5 minutes to go and make something happen? Another thing that we don't know: can we survive ball pressure? That sounds funny, but up until this point, I'm not so sure. There have been a couple moments where a good press has really hurt us and we haven't known how to respond. So, again, late in the season when you're fighting for that top spot and a team presses you and outmans you, can you handle the ball pressure? We'll see. Those are some things we know and some things we don't about this Grizzly team after Christmas break. And when we return from this 30-second timeout, Isabel Redford will provide us with tonight's opponent preview.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we take you now into our opponent preview for tonight's game, that being we are facing the Blue Comets of Chanute. Currently, the Blue Comets are sitting 3-0 on the season in their wins against Winfield, Ottawa, and Fort Scott. And currently, so they're sitting 1-0 in league play, beating Fort Scott 45-41. Now, they are kind of rebuilding this year as they lost their leading scorers, Cam Costner and Sean Williams, to graduation this last year. And then their other leading scorer, Eric Erb, he decided to not play this year in order to focus on his football career. So those are definitely 3 huge losses for this Blue Comets team. They only have 4 upperclassmen, and that meaning they're mostly built of an underclassman. Their coach kind of mentioned that, that means conditioning is a big thing. However, they do believe that being mostly built of underclassmen, they've got a deep bench. They've got, a lot of room to work with and grow. While the experience isn't necessarily all there, they know who their main 5 guys are and are going to try to work with that. And Coach Crabtree, again, he wanted to focus on building these guys in kind of the offseason. He's been working on high-pressure situations in practice. Something that he struggled with last year. He kind of mentioned that, they let other teams run their offense too easily. They let them get the ball down the floor. And so he wants to be able to press more, bring a little bit more pressure, not let teams work the ball as easily. So the Grizzlies are definitely going to have to kind of work with that, as so far Crabtree's kind of practicing and building this new culture has been working, as they've so far been undefeated coming into tonight's game. With that being said, the 3 keys kind of going into what the Grizzlies need to kind of bring down the Comets is, Chanute's looking to play the 3 ball. They're looking to play outside, kind of like the girls team. They don't necessarily have the production down in the post. They don't necessarily have the height with their highest being Seamster at 6'3". And so, you know, again, for these boys, they're going to have to protect the outside. Don't let them get easy 3 shots, because when they're hot, you know, Coster and Seamster are kind of their 3-ball guys. If they get hot, they're going to continue to shoot the ball well, and they don't tend to miss once they're on. So for the Grizzlies, they're going to definitely need to focus on that. Second key, kind of using size to their advantage. This is, again, we've talked about this before. This is a year where we do have size on our side. And so these boys are going to need to use size and be aggressive at the rim, take it at them, draw the foul, and same on defense, and not letting any easy shots fall from the Comets. Again, and then the final key, you know, defend the home floor. Have some pride. You know, if they win tonight, that'll be 3 straight on the home floor, you know, and then we're away on the road. So it's kind of one of those things of a matter of pride of, you know, finish well here, have a good taste in your mouth headed to Fort Scott on Friday, and just kind of be happy with your performance overall here at home.
Thank you, Isabel. As we're just 60 seconds from the buzzer sounding, but there will still be a little bit until tip-off, as they'll have the national anthem and starting lineups. As Randy Blackwell, the PA announcer, reads the KSHA rules, expectations, regulations down there at the scores table. Everyone in Harrison now rises to their feet as the national anthem is about to be played by the Grizzly Band under the direction of Mike Wassenaar. We'll step aside for a 2-minute timeout and come back with starting lineups here on KLKC. Welcome back, Grizzly Nation. As we are hovering just above the hardwood, that is Isabel Redford, Jack Leake, and Lucas Hayward on the YouTube live stream. Starters being rattled off for the visitors, the Blue Comets. Number 3 is 6'1" junior Larson Kester. Number 5, a 6'1" junior Caden Seamster. They're going to have to play around him. Number 20, a 5'9" junior Jordan Duncan. Number 31, a 6'2" senior Parker Henson. Number 32, a 5'11" junior Brax Peter. And head coach for the Chanute Blue Comets is Devin Crabtree. I believe he used to coach at the collegiate level and now finds himself at Chanute, Kansas, where he's done a very fine job. Starters for your Grizzlies. Standing at 6'7" is the junior Hudson Baker. Number 23, a 6'3" senior Matthew Boyle. Number 4, a 5'11" senior Trey Vinson. Number 5, a 5'8" senior Griffin Eaton. And number 3, a 6'4" junior Xavier Phillips. We are nearing tip-off from Harrison Gymnasium. The Pep Band is playing the fight song. and the fans behind us are packed in here as they're ready to rip. It'll be game number 3. Labette County undefeated in SEK play, looking to keep that alive here tonight in SEK League game number 3. Tip-off coming up after tonight's scene setter of Grizzly basketball. Broadcasting live. Meister for 3 in the lead! Yes! From the studio of KLKC Parsons, Wilson launches another 3, and it's pure for Shelby Wilson! This is Grizzly basketball on 106.7 FM KLKC Parsons. Unbelievable win! I cannot believe it! Mid-court toe-to-toe with his foe. It is going to be Larson Kester jumping against the big man, or pardon me, it's Parker Henson, and it's won by Baker with ease. Here comes Griffin Eaton, the point guard for Labette County. Switches right to left, finds Boyle underneath. He'll drive, shoot, and miss, but a good take from Matthew. Just came up a little bit shy.
Yeah, you can't be upset with that shot selection from Boyle, as he definitely had a full lane and wide open shot.
Joe Page will come off the bench tonight. Him and Boyle rotate. Here's an airballed three-pointer from Henson. Rebound Xavier Phillips. What a pass to Baker. And it's going to be off the fingertips of Caden Seamster. Out of bounds.
Ready to get there by Xavier as he saw him. Just a little too much traffic, thankfully, though, off the hands of the Blue Comets.
Just 7:25, or still 7:25 left in the first quarter. Here's Baker backing down his defender and scoring as Coach Crabtree just looks to the ground and grimaces, as that was pretty easy for our Hudson Baker.
Yeah, that's definitely something I think he's been kind of planning on and trying to figure out. I mean, size-wise, Hudson Baker is head and shoulders above these guys tonight.
Here's Duncan far side in front of the packed-in Grizzly student section, and Deadpool's even over there tonight making an appearance in the front row. Someone dressed up as Deadpool. That's interesting. Here's a screen, elevator screen that is, set for Duncan. Doesn't take the shot. Here's a spin and a layup and one, plus the foul for Kester.
As he was definitely somebody to watch tonight, as he's not afraid to take the ball to the hoop.
Or Custer, sorry. He can give his team the lead with this free throw and misses, but the rebound is a 50-50, and it's won by Baker, who wasn't even involved in the initial fight. Chanute 3-0, wins against Winfield, Ottawa, and Fort Scott, so Chanute undefeated in league play as well. Labette County at 2-0 rather than 1-0, as Vincent's fouled on a baseline drive. They're going to get Caden Seamster. That's his first and the team's first. Xavier Phillips is going to be the inbounder. His team in a bunch formation in line with the left block. He'll throw it over the top to Vincent. Has to leave the ground to get it and comes back down to the hardwood with the rock. Argerbright calls in the set play. Vincent snatching right to left. Loses it just a little bit. Has to get his feet back under him here, and he'll slow it down. A high pass inside to Baker. He'll somehow get it, but farther away from the basket than initially it was. Phillips off the kick. Misses the three-pointer badly. That ball had no spin on it.
Yeah, that was just kind of a flat-footed shot there by Phillips, because I'm not sure he got all of his leg under him.
Here's Henson rotating the ball. Now Duncan defended by Vincent. Here's Custer, goes behind the back. His brother Cam Custer, heck of an athlete, as is his brother, who we're watching right now. Here's a three-pointer from Duncan, and it is good. Jordan Duncan with the first three of the game for his team. They lead 5-2. Here's Vincent on the right side. They're looking for Baker, coming to contest it off the backside is Peter, and he steals it away. Tip up ahead to Seamster. He'll track it down in the corner. Here's a kick pass. What a pass. Duncan for three. No good, as the Chanute bench would have gone bananas. They were ready to rip.
They were ready to erupt, especially after that steal.
Here's Griffin Eaton. Chooses to go to the left side of the floor, where his fellow senior guard awaits him. Trey Vincent, who has it, holds it hip level. Being worked on by the bigger-bodied Seamster, but he gets by him. Spins, kick to Phillips, looking for revenge on that missed three and misses this one as well. Rebound, Custer.
Definitely a better shot by Phillips, but Chanute is doing a really good job of boxing Labette County out, not letting them get any second chance looks right now.
4:45, first quarter. Labette County 2, Chanute 5. Here's Custer with the ball. Seamster off the screen. Elects not to take the three. Chanute fans urging Seamster to get to the basket, but he'll just reverse it to Duncan. Holding it in front of Coach Argerbright. Custer cuts, but he's not there, and a travel after a long possession. Hinson on the violation. Joe Page will check in for Matthew Boyle.
Guys, it's definitely good to see him in the game. Good minutes, though, from Boyle, as Page is definitely a facilitator for this team.
And man, can Page get hot in a hurry. I mean,
yeah.
If you're down 8 or 10, or if it's tied, it can either get tied or you go up 10 if Joe Page gets hot from the corner where he loves to shoot threes. What a pass from Vincent to Page, but Joe misses the left-hand layup. Rebound, Chanute.
As again, Chanute just doing a good job of rebounding and not letting Labette County get any second chance looks there.
Both teams in similar uniforms as the lady squads were, Labette in white, Chanute in powder blue. But the Blue Comets have some zebra stripes down the left and right sides of the jerseys. Here's Custer, a deep three from the right wing. Front iron, skying for the board is Hinson coming down with it. His floater is good. Chanute leads it 7-2, and they are just out-hustling Labette County.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate, great second look by the Comets, but Labette County just kind of stood and watched there and kind of let it all happen.
Eaton calls out the play, finds Vincent right side, near Coach Crabtree and the near official. He'll switch hands left to right. Baker sets the screen, a bounce pass inside to Baker's ripped away, a steal. Duncan created it, and Hinson picked it up as they're just having a guy come from the back block and just poke it away after the entry pass. Here's a block off the entry feed. A layup was put up by Peter, and Phillips said not today. Here comes Labette County. Griffin Eaton with some open floor, but not open anymore after Custer came to meet him. And here's a foul on Larson. That is Larson Custer. That'll be the second on Chanute and the first on him, but Chanute is turned up right now.
Yeah, they definitely have a lockdown defense right now, not letting anything get past them.
As Labette County's known to lay an egg in a quarter every once in a while, and 2 minutes and 40 seconds, the first quarter is going to be over, and Labette just has 2 points. Here's a nice back door, though. Phillips is going to feed it to Page, who lays it in. Joe Page beat his man off the back door, and it was left wide open.
Yeah, and that's definitely Labette County's going to have to just continue to fight for that. It's not going to be easy buckets, and I think they're kind of figuring that out.
No substitutions from either coach, as we haven't had many stoppages of play. A couple fouls, but that's it. Custer misses a three. Ball is on the deck. Page is going to steal it somehow. Here's Vincent Long. Pass up ahead to Phillips. It's 2-on-2 as Custer's going to try to take a charge, and they're going to call it. As, man, he came in a little bit out of control. That would have been an and one for Phillips if a block was called. He converted on the shot. Argerbright's mouth is agape, and Phillips couldn't believe it as well, as I thought Custer was still sliding in.
Yeah, that didn't look set to me, but, you know, that's what the ref's going to call, so that's just how it's going to be.
As we do have the live stream pulled up on Lucas' phone here next to me, as here's the play as we kind of get some live. Oh, man.
That's a tough call.
Oh. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I mean, that's closer than I thought, but I still don't know if he was set. Anyways, it's Chanute basketball. On to the next play, as my father always tells me. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Chanute 7, Labette County 4. Clock is running. Duncan with it, swings it as we finally have a substitution. It's Elliott Stevenson in the game for Chanute. Stevenson drives, shoots with the left, and scores with the left. Stevenson, a 6'1 sophomore. That was a beautiful play by Stevenson.
Yeah, they definitely are looking very composed right now as Stevenson took that, no problem.
Here's a drive from Vincent, rejected, and then a whistle on Larson Custer, who stood under the basket.
He wanted to charge again on that play.
He wanted it really bad. As I don't know if they got Custer, did they? Yeah, they did.
They did.
No, yeah, okay, I didn't think they called it on him. As, man, that's pretty fortunate for Custer, as they're going to get Rhett Smith, who just checked in as well, on the foul. as we have a hold on Chanute. I think they get Seamster, and they do. So 2 back-to-back fouls on Chanute as a team. That's 4 total. Labette sits at 2, and that's 2 personal on Caden Seamster. So here's Joe Page with the ball, turns and gives it to Griffin Eaton with 90 seconds on the clock. Labette only down 5, but Chanute really feels like they've outplayed Labette. Here's Baker with position, turns and misses the hook shot. As anytime he misses a shot, Chanute's going to be thanking the basketball gods, because Hudson has probably the best matchup he's had all season tonight.
Yeah, he definitely has had, as far as height-wise go, he's got the easiest matchups for tonight. However, Chanute's done a great job of, kind of staying in his ear, kind of giving him some fits. And so and that's one thing Hudson, if he kind of gets thrown off balance, it's hard for him to get back.
Kagan Bates checks in for Griffin Eaton. Labette in need of an Energizer Bunny, and hopefully the freshman Bates can bring that to the floor. For as poorly as Labette plays, or at least it feels like they played, I guess it hasn't been that bad. They're only down 5. Here's a drive and a rejection at the rim. Matthew Boyle checked back in just moments ago for Phillips and already having an impact. Here's Bates, fakes, shoots a floater and scores! What a play from Pattercade! Oh my goodness, he faked like he was going to reverse it around the arc and then got his man beat baseline. That's a gorgeous move from the freshman.
Yeah, that was fun to watch there as he kind of gave Chanute a taste of their own medicine and said, here, watch this.
The spark has been provided. You have to capitalize on the defensive end of the floor. 30 seconds to go. It's a 3-point game. 9-6 in favor of Chanute. Page is defending the ball handler, Henson, tightly. Ball is rotated. Left wing, it settles. Smith with it. Another rejection at the top, and they're going to say Bates' foot was out of bounds as he tried to save it. It stays with the Blue Comets with 16 seconds on the clock.
Good effort, though. I mean, you can tell these guys are hustling right now.
They're going to throw it into the far corner. A wide open 3 is no good, but an offensive rebound is snatched. Duncan, one skip, 3-pointer, no, again, Labette County being bailed out. Here's Boyle out in front with 5 seconds. Now to Bates, looking for 4 points. Jump stop, floater, it's good! Kagan Bates does it again! 9-8. Kagan Bates goes on a 4-0 run, just checked in and gets a fist pump from his head coach. Kagan Bates, you provided the spark that we needed. That's the end of one. We're going to take 60 seconds on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
It was 9-4 Chanute just moments ago, and Chanute had the basketball, but Kagan Bates goes on a quick 4-0 run, the freshman off of the bench, to get his team within 1. Here's Chanute to kick off the second quarter, and a travel right out of the gate goes on Stevenson.
Guys, you got to be fired up if you're Labette County right now, because to have somebody like that come off the bench and just kind of fire you up makes you want to play this a little bit harder, and that's what Labette County needed.
Bates stays in the game as he should, crosses half court running point guard, and gives it to Griffin Eaton on the right side. Ball's worked around the horn, Page with it left side. Hits a flashing Eaton, catches it with one hand. It was a set play, but they missed Kagan at the top of the key, and Eaton's going to put up a jumper that's blocked out of bounds as that play was busted before Eaton put up the shot, as Argerbright's upset. Eaton's going to be the inbounder and is bailed out by a foul on Chanute as he threw it over the top of Boyle, and it was going to be Chanute way out in front for a layup, but a whistle was blown, and you can wipe the sweat off your brow if you're a Grizzly fan here in the gym, because that was going to be an easy layup for Chanute should that foul not have been called. That's the 5th on Chanute and the 1st on Manley, and we have a pass tipped out of bounds, last touch by Labette County. It'll be Chanute ball.
Yes, that was just an unfortunate slipped out of the hands of Griffin Eaton there. But giving Labette County still time to set defense.
Here comes Manley the other way. Here's a drive from Stevenson, and the layup is good from Stevenson. Every time he's driven, he's had success. He's got a good build. He's a sophomore, but he plays really strong. Here's Bates on the other end looking to respond. Dribbles off of his toe, but it lands in the arms of Griffin Eaton, who just picks it up and nails a 3. Everything Kagan Bates touches turns to gold. Dribbled off of his toe. Griff Eaton has to pick it up by his feet, which is hard to get into a rhythm, and drains the 3.
Yeah, definitely was not expecting that to go in, but we'll take it from Griffin Eaton.
Here's a steal. Joe Page up ahead. He will miss the layup, but shoot 2 free throws.
As he just gave the Blue Comets all he could handle there, as he has done such a great job facilitating.
Knotted up at 11. Labette County on a 7-2 run. 6:30 to go in the second quarter. Page at the line shooting a pair. The first is good. Trey Vinson and Barrett Heston check in for Kagan Bates and Matthew Boyle. So the other freshman sits alongside Bates on the bench. Barrett Heston getting some minutes. Joe Page, second, is off the mark. So Labette County gets a lead though, 12-11. Griff Eaton defending the ball handler, Custer, who hands it off. Ball whipped around. Rhett Smith with it. Finds Custer right side. He'll rip it to the left. He'll lower his shoulder. Touched by Baker, no foul called. And it's rebounded by Hudson, and here we go. Barrett Heston out in front. Nobody stops him. He'll give it to Page. Right back to Heston. Left open, left wing 3. Off the mark, but a good shot from Barrett. Rebound Chanute. Quickly the other way, Stevenson with a skip to Custer of his own. He'll go up and under Hudson and missed the lay-in, rolled around the rim, and then the teardrop fell right into the awaiting palms of Hudson Baker.
Yeah, nice effort there by Hudson, as that can be kind of tricky to get a foul call, and he just went straight up.
Here's Baker picking it up at his toes. Hand off to the freshman, Heston. Here comes Page around a couple screens, well closed out by Custer, and then Page throws it to the Chanute student section. Turnover, Labette County. Checking in for the Grizzlies is Xavier Phillips for Joe, and checking out for Chanute is Parker Manley. He is replaced, I think Duncan came back in. Duncan hit a 3 earlier in the ballgame.
Yeah, good minutes though there by Page. Just kind of getting things facilitated, getting it moving again.
5:20 to go in the first half. Labette County by a point. Here's Duncan in the left corner, defended by Heston. Chanute's playing 4 out, 1 in. The post man is Henson. Here's a drive and kick. Now 2 post players, 3 out, 2 in. Running baseline is Stevenson. They're just trying to get him on some backdoors and slashes. He'll catch it though beyond the arc and settle with Vincent on him. Good defender is Trey. Stevenson picks up his dribble and rotates it. Tension is rising. Long possession for Chanute. Here's Custer behind the back. Nice pass, a head fake and a drive. A layup is no good. Rebound Hudson. I think he got a paw on it. Here comes Griffin Eaton going behind the back. Here's Vincent in the corner for 3. No good. Put back. Yes, Xavier Phillips crashing the glass. His offensive rebounding is fabulous.
That was just such a beautiful play to see. You kind of you're just watching the ball kind of clink off the back of the rim, and who's right there to put it back? Xavier Phillips. What a phenomenal putback there by number 3.
We talked to Coach Argerbright about Xavier's offensive rebounding ability, and he definitely talked about it after the Parsons game. He's so hard to stop as he stays beyond the three-point line and then just crashes at the perfect time. He has that nose for where the ball's going to go. Pass tipped out, it stays with Chanute. They'll throw it in front of the Grizzly student section. Lively as usual. 4 minutes to go in the half.
as you're definitely seeing a lot more life out of Labette County right now, as the Blue Comets are still making some good offensive moves, but they're just, you can tell that they're kind of off kilter a little bit.
Here's a set play. A three-pointer is off the mark. Putting it up was Rhett Smith. Rebound Griffin Eaton. Labette County on a 9-0 or 9-2 run, I believe it is. Here's Vincent backing down his man. Inside pass Baker from Heston. Good skip pass to Phillips. He'll square up from deep and miss from deep, but just by a hair. And we have a timeout, Coach Crabtree. It's just a 30-second timeout. We'll take a breather. 30 seconds on KLKC. Labette by 3.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Just moments ago, or I say just moments ago, a little bit ago, but it was 9-4 Chanute, and now it's 14-11 Labette County.
Yeah, I feel like I blinked and like the score like flipped out on me. Good to see though, good to see though. We got a much different team playing on the floor right now.
The energy's definitely been elevated a little bit. Kagan Bates provided a spark, a 4-0 run to get it to 9-8, and then it's been a 6-0 or 6-2 run since for the other teammates of his. Ball is on the deck. Labette County is going to try to create the jump ball and can't. Chanute escapes prison. Here's a skip pass to Duncan. Now Stevenson. A flash inside is caught by Smith on Baker. He'll turn and kick to Custer. Gives it right back in the short corner. He's doubled. It is Smith, and now they'll settle in. Labette County in kind of a 1-3-1 as they're trapping the short corner. Here's Duncan. Skip pass to Stevenson. Argerbright very animated on the sideline. It's a great defensive possession for Labette County. Three-pointer from Custer, no good. Rebound Baker, as it definitely paid off for Labette.
Yeah, that definitely was a good stop there as the three fell short. But Labette County needs to capitalize here and not let their efforts go to waste.
Here's Vincent high post. Gives it to Phillips, gets his man to bite. Quick trigger three, short. Rebound Custer. Phillips can't get going from three-point. Custer spins on the smaller Eaton and then turns into the chest of the way bigger Hudson Baker and shot a Harlem Globetrotter that went out of bounds. But they're going to say it was off of Baker, who went for the block. As Labette County has just 2 team fouls, Chanute was 6. 2 minutes left in the first half. Here's Seamster with the jump stop left wide open and makes him pay. As Larson, I'm sorry, I said Seamster. It was Custer on the attempt. He's got 4 points. Here's Barrett Heston. He'll drive baseline. Shoot a floater off back rim. Rebound tipped by Baker way out in the hands of Griffin Eaton. He'll go baseline. Up under. He'll give it to Phillips. His layup is good. I'm not too sure what all took place, but I know that it resulted in 2 points for your Grizzlies.
Yeah, Phillips wasn't even, again, like we talked about, Phillips wasn't even under the basket in that play, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, there he is.
Yeah. The three-pointer looking to answer is Chanute off the mark. Rebound Vincent. A big minute 15 for both teams, really. Here's Vincent, not picked up. Euro step layup, no. Phillips tip is good. Xavier Phillips has 6 points. All of them putbacks right at the rim. He's so hard to box out.
He's just kind of just sneaky. He just moves however he wants at his will. Like, it's just like, bam, he's there.
18-13 Labette, largest lead of the game, and here's going to be a layup. It's good for Stevenson, as I was hesitant because I thought it was going to be an and one as Stevenson hit the deck. Here's a dump inside to Baker. Catches, nearly stepped out, corrals, and he's fouled and will shoot 2. And that will not make Blue Comet fans behind me happy, as they were already really upset and increasingly upset throughout this half. But I'm not going to lie, I kind of thought Stevenson was fouled. I thought
would agree with you.
Thought it should have been an and one.
I was definitely expecting a whistle on that last end, but
as the classic parental call it both ways fouls are originating from behind us here.
Those always make me uncomfortable.
18-15 is the score. Baker misses the first free throw. It's 17 fouls on Chanute and 2 on Labette County, as the refs have 31 seconds to please the Chanute crowd.
Yeah.
Couple subs for both teams. For Labette in the game is Griffin, Trey, Hudson, Joe, and Matthew. Baker looking to go 1 for 2 and does. Baker just with his third point as he scored the first basket of the game, and it looked like he was going to score every time he touched it. But Chanute's done a nice job guarding him backside. 4-point game in favor of your Grizzlies, 18 seconds. And here's a foul going the other way. Oh no, that is not going to make Blue Comet Nation happy. But he pointed at Custer. Is that 3?
Yeah, I think it's just 2.
Oh, it's just 2. Okay. I think him and Seamster both have 2. We haven't seen Caden Seamster in some time. So Labette County with a chance to get back up by 3 possessions with 12 seconds to go. Here's Vincent, defended tightly. Slows it down near the top of the key, right side rather. 6 seconds. He's got to move, and he's going to have it poked away. Out in front, here's Custer with 1 second. Here's a layup. No good! Oh, man! As Hudson Baker hit the glass, and as Custer's ball hit the glass, the backboard was shaking. So I don't know if Blue Comet fans are wanting a foul or wanting goaltend just because the backboard was shaking after Hudson hit it. But Devin Crabtree is pointing at the officials and mouthing off a little bit. So, hey, tensions are tight. Comets had the lead early, but your Grizzlies got it back. 19-15, good guys at the break. We'll take a 4-minute timeout and then come back with our halftime show brought to you by Eye Care Associates of Parsons on KLKC. Welcome back, Grizzly Nation, to our Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Gilmore, Newland, and Ray halftime show of Grizzly basketball, live on 106.7 KLKC and KLKC Sports on YouTube. I'm Jack Leake. Hopefully, we are joined by head coach Brianna Vollmer of the Lady Grizzlies, as we had that kind of sorted out. I let her know before the game, so maybe she forgot. But hopefully she joins us up here for an interview. As her team moved to 2-1 in the league, I'm sure she'd be excited to talk about them and brag a little bit. But for now, we'll go over the stats of our boys contest. Leading the way for Labette County is Xavier Phillips with 6. Hudson Baker, Joe Page, and Griffin Eaton all have 3. And Kagan Bates has 4. And man, he was a big part of why Labette County has the lead. We'll talk about that in a moment. For the visitors, the Chanute Blue Comets leading the way is the sophomore, Elliott Stevenson. He has 6 points. And man, he's probably shot the ball 4 times and made 3. He's been efficient. He's been a slasher, a backdoor cutter, and he has been one to take it to the rack full head of steam. Larson Custer has 4. Parker Henson has 2. And Jordan Duncan has a 3, as Labette County holds a 19-15 lead over the Blue Comets. At the end of one, Chanute was the team with the lead at 9-8. And then Labette County outscored Chanute 11-6 in quarter number 2. As a big reason why Labette County got back in this one, they were down 9-4 halfway through, or actually late in the first quarter. There was about a minute and 20 seconds left. Labette was down 9-4 with about a minute 20 left in the first quarter. Kagan Bates checks in. It was sluggish. They weren't scoring. We were wondering if an egg was being laid in the first quarter. And Kagan Bates goes on a 4-0 run and gets Labette County back within 1. And then they take their largest lead of the game. That was 5. It was 18-13, I believe. And now it's 19-15. Isabel, your thoughts on that first half from the Grizzlies?
Yeah, definitely thought they were going to come up short there, or at least I was hoping they wouldn't. But their performance was definitely kind of sluggish. I was like, oh man, they weren't really hitting shots. But it was just, I mean, you're right, kind of having Kagan bring that spark back of just going, all right, guys, let's do this. Like, let's not mess around. And I think that kind of fired everybody else up. And you could see from that moment on, they played with a lot more passion and a lot more kind of that play that you're used to seeing from them. We haven't seen a lot of action out of Hudson, as they've done a really good job of kind of keeping him out of this ball game, which I think has been a huge difference in the game. And so hopefully Hudson can kind of find some grounding and put some points up for us this next half. But it's definitely been a good ball game so far, and I don't think we'll see anything short of that in this second half.
And speaking of not seeing things, I was hoping I would be seeing Coach Vollmer walking up here right about now. But hey, that's on me. I should have let her know earlier in the week. But if she joins us, we'll chat with her. But we're about 2 minutes, 15 seconds from the beginning of the third quarter. But yeah, a couple guys that stood out. Kagan Bates, obviously, with the massive 4-0 run.
Yeah.
And Xavier Phillips with 6 points. I don't think they were all back-to-back, but it was close. And it was pretty much 6 straight points from Xavier Phillips. And all of them were offensive tips or putbacks, just – and you said it perfectly in your color commentating after the play was done. He comes from beyond the arc or outside the paint and just flies in. You don't even know he's involved in the play, and just catches, puts that touch on it, that English that he needs, and he has himself 6 points off of offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's definitely huge. And I mean, again, huge for our team, because without those 6 points, we wouldn't be up 4 right now. And so that's something that's, I mean, you don't necessarily always think, oh, that extra effort on the rebound, I don't really know how much it's worth it. I mean, that's worth it a lot, because you just, again, you have Xavier has 6 points because of that little extra effort there, and being so good at what he does. So it's definitely something we can be thankful for, but that we hope we fully continue to see.
We are 1 minute from the beginning of the second half. Labette County won the first half, but still one more to go. 3-0 inside the SEK is right in front of your Grizzlies. Can they snatch it? We'll find out. We'll be back in 60 seconds on KLKC. Labette County with the first possession of the third quarter as they try to get it inside to Hudson, and he loses it. Here comes Chanute the other direction. Chanute moving left to right, Labette County the opposite way. Here's Larson Custer penetrating and dishing. Here's Seamster back in the game, playing with 2 fouls. Nice hands-up defense for Matthew Boyle as he deflects a pass kind of unintentionally out of bounds as it was thrown at him as his back was to the ball. Phillips guarding the inbounder Custer. They'll throw it into Duncan in the near corner in front of his head coach. Now they'll reverse it. Here's a little head fake from Custer. A jump stop and a kick. Seamster for 3. It's good.
Yes, that play almost looked like it was drawn up for Seamster as he just so eloquently put the ball in.
As they instantly get it into Hudson Baker, and he is already laying it in on the other end. As you got to get him up to that 14, 16 points.
I was going to say that's a good thing to see from him this early, kind of getting the ball in, getting him some touches, because he needs to be able to work down there.
Labette by 3, 6:40 to go in the third quarter. We've just begun second half play. Here's Duncan. Nobody on him. A three-pointer's off the back iron, and then an over the back on Matthew Boyle. As boxing him out was Peter. Here's Custer to throw it in. 6.5 minutes, third quarter. Launched way over the head of Boyle. Just picked up the foul on Peter, whom he is still guarding. Man-to-man defense for the Grizzlies. Here's Custer with the jump stop. It goes on the other side of the rim and scores. Nice job from Custer to use the rim to kind of shed a couple Grizzlies there.
That'll be the second foul on Matthew Boyle as Custer goes to the line now to shoot 2.
Larson's first free throw is no good. Hit the front of the rim and rolled off the backside. 21-18 Grizzlies. One more free throw coming from Custer. His second is good. 21-19 the score. Joe Page set to check in. Here's Trey Vinson off of a screen from Hudson Baker. He'll fake to the corner, put up a shot, and it's no good, but he will shoot a pair of free throws as there was a Blue Comet getting ready to take a charge, but he pump faked a pass to the corner and was able to get just enough room to avoid the charge.
Yeah, that's something Trey Vincent does so well is driving. We've seen that multiple games, and he's just improved in that skill over his time as a basketball player.
His first free throw is money, and Joe Page will replace Matthew Boyle. And checking out is Henson for the Blue Comets, and checking in is Rhett Smith. Trey with his first point of the night. And misses the second. Baker can't get the rebound. Here comes Chanute. Here's Duncan at the top of the key, gives it up to the far side to Smith, just checked in. Seamster has a three-pointer in the second half and didn't score all in the first. Custer again, defended by Phillips. A good matchup there. Page takes a swipe at it. Custer misses, gets his own miss, and then is blocked by Phillips, and then a foul called. As that's going to be 3 team fouls on Labette County, 3 on Phillips, and Chanute just has 1 this half. Early, though, 5.5 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, as Phillips was thinking he touched all ball on that.
First free throw is no good. Custer can't believe it.
He's definitely done a lot for this team, though, tonight, so he can't hang his head about his performance.
Makes the second free throw. He split his last 2 pairs. Missed his only free throw he shot in the first quarter. 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Labette by just 2. The gap is just continuously closing, not just on the scoreboard. It was just 4 at halftime.
Yeah.
But on the floor, you can tell Labette's just a little bit tighter, and Chanute is just a little bit more free. Here's Baker off of a feed from Phillips, and a block is going to be called on Larson Custer as he tried to step in front of the big fella Baker, and that'll be the third on Larson Custer and the second on Chanute as a team.
Yeah, and that's huge to have Custer in foul trouble like that.
Rebound, or the inbound goes to Baker, and then, oh my gosh, they're going to call a charge on Hudson Baker. I think that was a flop.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit of a head fake there by
I think it was Seamster.
Seamster, yeah. That's just unfortunate. Baker's just going to have to shake that one off. There's nothing you can do about that.
As Argebright is literally reenacting the flop down there in front of the scores table. He was in our frame in our live stream, so that was actually pretty funny, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch that, that was entertaining.
I enjoyed that.
22-20, Labette County. Chanute looking for the lead. Seamster misses the straightaway three, and here comes Griffin Eaton out in front. Switches right to left. Page would have shot it if he caught it cleanly, but bobbled and has to find someone else. Here comes Griffin Eaton. Back with it. Surpassed the 5-minute mark in the third. Labette with just a 2-point lead, but it's definitely a much heated environment here in Harrison. Vincent gets by his man, flies to the rack and scores. Trey Vincent with 3 points all in this quarter, lead back to 4.
It's good to watch different players kind of have their moments of runs and being able to produce for this offense, because that's definitely what is needed right now.
Here's Custer working on Griff, throws it down low to Seamster. Bobbled the pass and got it back and gets it out from underneath the rim. That can be a tough place to disperse the ball from, but he does. Here's Seamster, and a foul on, I think, Hudson? Yep, so that's 2 on Hudson, I think. It is. And the 5th on Labette as a team. Man, Chanute's going to be in the bonus here in about 2 minutes. Custer gets it to Duncan on the inbound. Here's Custer, picked up by Griff Eaton. Here's a three-pointer, no good from Seamster, rebound Page.
And now Labette County fans are going to kind of get a little restless as the foul count's starting to go in the opposite direction of them.
As in the first half, it was definitely in favor of Labette County. It was like 7-2, 8-2 when the buzzer sounded somewhere in there. Here it's definitely the other way in the third. Here's a good kick, Trey to Joe for 3, and it's good! Coach Argebright immediately signals for a timeout after Joe Page knocks down the 3 from his favorite location, the far corner. What a feed from Trey Vincent, 27-20 Labette County. We'll keep it here and thank Labette Health for making our broadcast of Grizzly basketball possible. Other sponsors for tonight's broadcast include...
Other sponsors for tonight's broadcast include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Parson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, the Unified School District of USD 506, the Corner Store of Altamont, Day & Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic.
Like we said earlier, it doesn't matter where you're at in the game. Joe Page can be responsible for a 9-0 run in 3 shots. We've seen it before. If you leave him alone in the corner, 6 times out of 10, he's going to hit it on you. And sometimes they just come in spurts, and Labette County could be up by 13 if they don't guard him in the corner in the next couple minutes. Here's Seamster, powerful drive, gets Baker to bite and scores. That was a nice move from Caden Seamster. Got the 6'7" junior to bite, jump out of the gym, and made him pay as he came back to the ground.
Yeah, that's something Hudson doesn't normally fall for, so definitely impressive there by Seamster.
Vincent's going to hurl it out of bounds, turnover Labette County. It'll be Chanute ball with a little bit of momentum, down 5, and here they come, full head of steam. Labette's not set. Seamster spins, finds Custer for 3. Short, barely hit the rim. Rebounded underneath by Smith. He'll reverse it. Duncan, reverse again. Seamster wants to shoot. He will, and he'll miss. Rebound Baker. It's getting tense in here.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's feeling the pressure now.
Here's Eaton, dump inside to Baker, working on Seamster, turns, shoots, scores. Man, when he is not fronted and back,
Yeah.
he's going to score every time on these guys. I mean, he has every time he hasn't been someone behind him.
Exactly, and I think Labette County just needs to keep pushing that.
29-22, back to 7 for Labette. That's kind of the tipping point. Will it go to 10 or back to 4? Here's a three-pointer from Duncan, short, rebound Baker. Here's a big-time opportunity. 2:15 left in the third, Labette by 7. Phillips, he'll let it rip, and he'll miss from deep, rebound Chanute.
And I'm not sure if Phillips should have taken that shot. I think they should have gotten more set on the offense there. But nonetheless, they're back down playing defense.
Custer misses a left-hand layup off the right side. Here comes Eaton. What a pass to Baker. He'll settle, and that'll be a charge.
Yeah, not surprised on that. Have to agree, Seamster was very set there.
As Chanute fans love it and Labette fans hate it. I love high school basketball. I love it. As things can get pretty tense in this gym in a hurry. That's 3 on Hudson, 6 as a team on Labette. As we do have our live stream playing. I kind of like having the live stream
having
next
the
to us.
replay. I like seeing what just happened.
As we'll see. He might have been set, kind of like the other one. Either way, here we go. Chanute down 7 with the ball. Duncan left open, deep left wing 3, short again, just like his last. He hit the first one he shot tonight and hasn't hit one since. So Labette in the same position they were just moments ago, up 7 with the ball and a foul on Chanute. So after all the chaos and all of what seems like the fans are fighting for momentum, nothing changes. You're up 7 with the ball.
And that's a big part of this too, is you have to mentally, keep yourself in this. Don't let some of that stuff kind of get to you, because that can really swing either. I mean, the scoreboard at the end of the day is what's going to tell the tale.
As Kagan Bates travels off of the inbounds feed, we'll see if that's a big turnover or not. Labette County's defense has held strong up until this point. Here's Vinson guarding Custer off of a Seamster screen. It's been those two in the second half, and Custer is going to score around the body of Hudson Baker. Back to 5 is the lead for LC.
And Hudson, all he could do there was go straight up. I mean, you don't want to get the foul call, so smart work there by 15.
Bates is trapped, finds Page in the corner. He's trapped, loses it, and it's going to stay with Labette County. The Chanute bench is on its feet. 2 Grizzlies check in. It is Griff Eaton and Matthew Boyle in place of Trey Vinson and Hudson Baker.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Argerbright, you want to save Baker for the fourth quarter. I mean, you might as well use him then.
Phillips is going to throw it in to Eaton, and he'll find Page. He'll turn, give it to Boyle. It's 2-on-1. He'll give it to Bates. Hit 2 baseline floaters earlier, and a foul on Chanute as Bates faked like he was going to continue, stutter stepped and was pushed to the ground. That's on Stevenson, his first and Chanute's 4th. Labette was 16 in the second half. 5-point game with 45 seconds in the third quarter. Here's Bates, aggressive, driving, has it stripped out of bounds off of Chanute again. So that's 3 straight dead balls, and they all are staying with Labette County.
Labette County needs to capitalize on this, because eventually that dead ball isn't going to go their way.
That's right. I mean, you're going to have to get a good, clean look off whether you make it or not. 41 seconds in the third. They're going to throw it to Joe Page, who has to catch it with one arm and pin it to his shoulder. He'll drive and kick. Here's Phillips. Luckily, there's no shot clock in high school, and here's one thrown away, a turnover. As you could feel, there was no momentum in that whole offensive set. Seamster with the hook pass in between the legs of a wide open Stevenson. Ball is still on the deck. Page is fighting for it. Loose on the far side. Flying on the ground is Bates, and Chanute somehow comes away with it. Hook pass tipped. Still in the hands of the Blue Comets. 3-pointer from Duncan. No, big miss, and a foul going the other way. That was a long, hectic sequence, but went Labette County's way in the end.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what all went down right there, but looks like it's going to be white ball. As now it looks like 2 of the refs are meeting at half court to discuss something.
As I'm not too sure. It was on Stevenson. That's back-to-back on him. He has 2, and that's 5 for Chanute, just 1 team fouls separating the Blue Comets from the Grizzlies. As I'm watching the live stream here, I don't see any technicals. I don't think anything was assessed. I don't know if they were seeing who the foul was on, but here's Griff Eaton the other way, getting fouled in the paint. They say it's on the floor. So now each team will have 16 fouls, and that will be the third on Eric Stevenson. He's picked up 3 personal fouls in probably the last 45 seconds of gameplay.
This looks like they're going to set another elevator screen here.
Phillips is going to throw it in with 3 seconds on the clock, and Boyle was blocked. No, fouled. So Matthews going to go shoot 2 free throws, and just like that, the team foul count has swung in Labette County's favor at Chanute 7 and Labette 6, and Boyle with 2 big free throws to potentially get that lead back to that comfortable 7.
Yeah, and with as close as this game's been here, I mean, free throws matter, so it's going to be big shots here.
Makes the first. Big shot for Matthew. Hasn't scored all night and hasn't shot a free throw all night, but I do feel like this has been one of Matthew's better games just because of how active he has been.
Yeah, he's definitely played a lot more fundamental. It's been good to watch him, kind of stick with, he's been very grounded, been having good passing, making plays, right there, driving. Definitely come a long way from Boyle.
2.1 is on the clock. He will make the second. 2 for 2 goes Matthew. 2.1, here's Duncan, looks at the clock, and he traveled before the buzzer sounded or he got the shot off. So at the end of 3, Labette is up 31-24. Despite Chanute bringing the intensity, they've kept it at arm's reach. We'll return in 60 seconds for the 4th and final quarter of play from Altamont.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
31-24. Labette County at the end of 3 from Harrison. Jack Leak with Isabel Redford and Lucas Hayward on the KLKC Sports YouTube live stream. Chanute will start off with the basketball. Labette will have the possession arrow. Here's the steal from Joe Page. He'll try to shoot an awkward layup and travel as he tried to take the biggest Euro step I've ever seen in my life. As I think that some of the guys for both teams are a little bit charge sensitive right now.
Yes.
Because there's been a lot of charges called.
There really has. I think there's been like 3 or 4 called. So I mean, yeah, you don't want to just take it right at the rim, but in that case, Joe should have tried for something there.
Custer shoots a 3, misses. Rebound Stevenson. He's playing with 3 personal fouls. And here's Seamster, defended by Baker, and he'll block it out of bounds. It'll hit the wrestling mat firmly on the east wall. I guess it's not really a wrestling mat, but
it's
just a pad.
It's a mat.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're Baker, that had to feel good.
A foul going the other way on Stevenson. That'll be 4 on him, and that will be 8 as a team on Chanute. It won't be free throws as it was an offensive foul, but that's 4 on Stevenson.
And I kind of was watching that. He was backing up into Baker just a little too much. And I mean, yeah, if you got a bigger guy on you, it's hard to sometimes you let your nerves get the best of you. So just unfortunate there for Stevenson.
Long pass to Phillips in the corner, left unattended, doesn't take a shot. Here's Vincent with an awkward reverse that falls! Oh my goodness! Argerbright looks at him like, what did you just do, young man? As he did not look like he had any angle, and I don't think he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It just was somehow the physics, logistics on that was perfect as it went straight down the middle.
largest lead of the game for Labette. It's at 9. Joe Page is called for a foul. It'll be 1-1 for somebody, but Page had one arm high and the other was just kind of riding the waist of his man, and they're going to call it.
Looks like Stevenson will be the one to shoot the 1-1 there, as he was the driver on that.
First on Page, 7 as a team on Labette. Initiating the bonus for Chanute. First free throw, short, no good. Rebound tipped around, back in the hands of Stevenson. It went off of Baker's fingertips, hit the backboard, and flew into the awaiting grasp of Stevenson. But it prevails. Here's a steal from Vinson. A dish to Eaton off the glass, good!
As that was good work there by both Vincent and Eaton to just kind of get the ball in there. Very selfless play there.
Seamster is going to be fouled by Hudson. Man, Hudson can't believe it. He's showing some emotion here.
And normally he doesn't. He's very usually just kind of, Hudson wants this bad, and you can tell.
He was confident that was all ball, and he was held back by Xavier and Joe. That's 4 on Hudson. 11-point Grizzly lead. Argerbright's going to send Matthew in, I'm assuming for Hudson. Each team has 18 fouls. Here's 2 free throws for Seamster. The first is no good.
As you have, you have to save him. He's played so well.
Matthew does check in for Hudson. 35-24. Second is good.
It's Coach Argerbright down on the sideline giving Hudson a pep talk when he walked back to the bench.
Timeout, Coach Crabtree. It's a full. We have a good classic SEK finish on the other side of Christmas break brewing in Altamont. 35-25 Grizzlies. Will be back in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Labette County leading the Blue Comets 35-25 with 6 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the ball game. As on the floor for Labette is Xavier Phillips, Griff Eaton, Matthew Boyle, Joe Page, and Trey Vinson. And for the Blue Comets, it is Larson Custer, Caden Seamster, Elliott Stevenson, Rhett Smith, and Jordan Duncan. So here we go. Labette County with an opportunity to get the lead to a dozen, if not more. Here's Griff with it far side. Page in the corner. Every time he catches it there, you think he's going to shoot it. He was holding it high and has it stolen away. Here's Duncan the other end. Bounce pass nearly intercepted. The reverse is no good, but the putback is for Smith. His first points of the game, and a costly turnover there from Labette County.
Yeah, and if you're Labette County, you're not going to want to have that happen again, as Chanute's just going to continue to pressure, so you've got to work around that here.
35-27 now. 8 points is not a lot, especially with 5.5 to go, or 6 minutes nearly. Here's another turnover. Larson Custer the other way. Here's a three-pointer from Seamster. You can feel it. Yep, there it went. Three-pointer is good. I think everybody wearing red knew that shot was going in. It is a 5-point game. Coach Argerbright, full 60-second timeout. Just like that, a 5-0 swing in a matter of seconds. We'll take 60 seconds, KLKC.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Labette County with the ball, up by 5 with 5.5 to go in the game. Chanute on a 5-0 run within seconds, forcing a Coach Argerbright timeout. Each coach has 3 timeouts remaining in the ball game. Hudson Baker still on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Here's another steal. Long pass up ahead. The layup is no good from Rhett Smith. Rebound Matthew Boyle, and then he'll throw it away. Here's Lawson Custer with the pass ahead to Seamster. Far side, bounce past Smith, and he's fouled on the body, and he's going to shoot 2 as Rhett Smith, prior to all of that happening, shot a weird layup, and then Boyle gave it right back to the Blue Comets.
Yeah, as that was just poor ball handling there by the Grizzlies off that rebound, as they got lucky there by the miss, kind of getting rim stuffed.
First hit the front of the rim and died. No good for Rhett Smith. He'll get one more. Chanute hasn't shot particularly well from the line. Kagan Bates is going to check in for Joe Page. This will make the 9th free throw Chanute has shot this game, and they've only made 3. 3 out of 8 so far. Make it 3 out of 9. Way too strong from Smith. Boyle holds it high, nearly turns it over, but finds Vincent.
As if you're Labette County, you've got to get the ball over the court here, as
Here's
they do.
Boyle with a pass inside. Bates tries to find Phillips, turns it over. 3 turnovers in a row for Labette County. Here comes Stevenson. Labette County playing with fire. 4.5 to go in the game. Here's a spin from Seamster and a travel. That's a big turnover for Chanute. Joe Page checks back in for Matthew Boyle. Argerbright furious. I don't know who he was targeting that towards. I think it was actually Griff Eaton.
I'm not sure. He was telling someone to get over in position, so I'm not sure what was going on there.
Here's Kagan Bates crossing the timeline. Now Phillips just inside the volleyball stripe. Double team. Chanute's been active as all get out here in the second half. Here's a pull up from 12 for Eaton. It's good. That is a big make for Griff Eaton.
I was going to say that is huge.
He's up to 7. Lead is back to 7 as well for Labette. 4 minutes in the game. Here's a kick out. Rhett's going to drive, and it is a block on Trey Vincent.
As Labette County won't like that, as the charge calls have not gone their way tonight.
Argerbright, hands on his head. Can't believe it.
As thankfully, that's just the first on Trey Vincent, so he won't be in foul trouble for that. But
it is the 10th as a team on Labette, and the first free throw is no good from Rhett Smith as he looks to the sky and says some words I will not repeat, and he'll get another shot at it. Chanute has been flustered from the free throw line.
Yeah, you can just see their frustration from that area.
Second for Smith. Got it. Chanute just has 5 points in the fourth quarter, and Labette just with 6. So it's not a shootout in the fourth quarter, nor is it a shootout in the game. Pretty low scoring in the 30s so far.
Yeah.
But it has been a fun game. Punches thrown by both teams.
And that's, I mean, you can't ask for a better game than that coming off a break in a high school basketball game.
Here's Trey Vincent walking it up. Stops right at the half-court line, just this side of it. Here's Eaton. He'll penetrate. Long skip to the opposite corner to Phillips. Vincent with the crease. Kicks it out. Phillips. He'll launch. And he'll hit from deep. Labette County matching their largest lead of the game again at 9 with 3:36 on the clock. Timeout. Coach Argerbright will take 30 seconds on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Labette County leads by 9 with 3:36 to go in the game. Xavier Phillips hadn't scored since the second quarter, nails a 3 from the corner on the west side. Here's Larson in the paint, harassed, tries to draw a foul. He was about to call the foul. Did you see that?
I did.
Or maybe he was going to point Labette County's way.
I don't know.
I don't want to make assumptions. But it looked like he was getting ready to call a foul, and then he just signaled it'll be Chanute ball.
Yeah. When in doubt, signal it out.
As they're asking for a towel to wipe down some sweat, a couple bodies hit the deck, but
nobody's getting them a towel.
Shoes will work. That's fine. Keep it interesting. I like it. Here's a three-pointer from Seamster, uncontested, near air ball. Rebound Xavier Phillips. So Labette County with a massive opportunity here. Vinson's going to throw it up ahead to his fellow guard. Here's a pass read well by Seamster, and then a foul as Coach Argerbright saves Seamster from tumbling into the bench and into his assistant coaches, Brian Tucker and Davey Brown, as Seamster was flying in, and Argerbright bear hugs him in midair. But Hudson Baker's going to go shoot a 1-and-1, as that's just the 9th team foul on Chanute, but the 3rd on Seamster. He played well with 2 personals.
Yeah, he has.
Baker's first is good. Big time front end from the big fella who hasn't had the outing I thought he was going to have after what I saw at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, because he made that first basket and you thought, man, he's going to have a night.
But he misses the second and stays at 8 in the scoring total. 3:05 to go. Labette by double digits for the first time this evening. Here's Custer with the Euro. He'll shoot with the left and miss with the left. Didn't put enough forward English on the ball and missed it. Here's Griff Eaton trying to break the press that is put on by Smith and Custer. Here's Phillips. Up ahead, it's 3-on-3. Vincent right side, they're going to burn clock. No, Page is going to let it rip and let it hit! Joe Page from the far corner! Gives a high five to his teammates. Timeout, Coach Argerbright, Labette County adding on to their largest lead of the game, 44-31. Joe Page doing what he does best, hitting threes in crunch time. Labette by 13. What a shot.
Yeah, that was insane by Page, and as we've talked about and seen in many games, he is just so quick. Right when you need him, just quick trigger three, and he kind of surprises you because it doesn't always look like he's going to be able to shoot that 3 ball. I mean, when you come out, you think, oh, this lengthy, athletic kid's going to be on popping off all those threes. No, it's Joe Page, and he makes you pay. And he's got such a beautiful shot.
He does. It's gorgeous. He's got, and you're right, when he catches it and he doesn't shoot, and when he catches it and shoots, the movements look the same.
Yeah.
In terms of where he catches it and where he puts the ball. When he passes it, Joe tends to throw a lot of overhead passes.
Yes.
And he's tall and usually not defended by someone of his size, so he usually holds the ball above his head, and that's where he shoots it from. So he can go from overhead pass stance to shoot in 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, and you have no time to react because you don't. I mean, and as a defender, you don't always know what he's going to do. So, yeah, he's definitely a threat and a lot of fun to watch this season.
Coach Argerbright takes 2 pretty emphatic claps and says finish as Chanute walks it across half court. A 3-pointer from Duncan, no. Rebound Phillips. Labette County, oh! Xavier, you took the words out of my mouth as Phillips traveled after the rebound. I was going to say Labette's going to put the nail in the coffin here, and then Xavier walked. Chanute not out of it yet.
Yeah, he definitely knew what he did there, as he was pretty frustrated by that mistake.
Inbound goes to Smith. Here's a passing lane tipped by Baker, and it's just going to burn clock. Labette's fine with it. Custer walks to get it on the other side of the half-court stripe. He'll do a Euro and get the floater to go this time. Larson having a nice night. I believe he is in double figures at an even 10. He is. 44-33, Labette by 11. And prior to Eaton running into the chest of Custer and hitting the deck hard, there was a foul called, as maybe Custer's head whipped and hit the hardwood as he was slow to get up, and the ref's making sure he's okay. And he says, I'm all right, stays in the game. And he signals to the bench, no, don't sub me, but they're going to, I think.
I think they might have to because of protocol.
Yeah, he hit his head on the deck.
That is the one thing you do risk when you try to set for charge calls like that.
As it wasn't on Custer. There was a foul before the contact with Griff and Larson. So Griff is shooting 2, as that's the 10th on Chanute and the 4th on Smith. Eaton has 7, looking to get 8 and 9 here. Misses the first, hit the front of the rim, thought about it, and fell out. As Larson's going to check right back in and replace Stevenson, who had a nice game in the first half. He is a good ball player. Seems like every game we've had that player that doesn't seem to get a lot of attention. He doesn't start, but yet they're so impactful. It was Jalen Smith for Chanute in the girls' game, and it was definitely Elliott Stevenson for their boys. 2 great ball players. Eaton gets the second to go. He's up to 8 on the game. 45-33, a turnover, a steal. Trey Vincent up ahead, throws it up to Hudson Baker. He'll cock it back, and he'll throw it down! Hudson Baker with the 2-hand throwdown, giving Labette County their largest lead of 14 points, bringing the members of Harrison to their feet.
As if you're Hudson, you needed that. I mean, that had to have felt good because you have battled this entire game. Double teamed, foul trouble.
As here's going to be a block as Larson Custer stepped right in front of Joe Page. He put a foot on the baseline and just stood his ground for the back-to-back times. And that'll be the 4th on Larson, and Joe Page is shooting 2 free throws. This game's bleeding out a little bit for Chanute.
Yeah, it definitely is. As you can just tell, the momentum is continuing in Labette County's favor.
Joe misses the first free throw. Labette County looking to go 3-0 in the SEK. As we talked before the game, I mean,
we did.
This is a Labette County team that I expect here, like the 3rd week of February, to be playing games to win the SEK.
Yeah, we're definitely at least contending for it.
Page makes the second. Here's a nice layup, drawing contact as Seamster, but not getting a whistle. He has 11 all in this half. Here's Phillips trying to break the press. Eaton up ahead to Baker. He will shoot a layup. Oh, he almost got the and one, but will settle for a pair of free throws. That's the 4th on Henson. That's a quiet 4 fouls from Parker Henson.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't feel like he's even been in the game enough to pick up 4 fouls, but he quietly has. Hudson bends at the waist and fires. First free throw is perfect. Didn't even hit the rim. He'll get one more. He's at 9, so he can still limp his way to double digits. And a night where we didn't need him to score 20, obviously, you're still going to probably win the game. But as he makes the second and gets to 10 points, it's still nice to see Hudson on a night where we would call an off night, still score double figures. Here's Chanute up ahead, and they're going to throw it away. Turnover Chanute, and that'll probably do it. Labette County's going to go to 3-0.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. And like you said, even though he didn't, have an outstanding night, it still proves to us that these guys can score and facilitate without him. Because, again, on the nights that he is kept quiet, we're going to need to see some scoring and some performance from other players. So it's nice to see these guys step up, and they have definitely had a good performance tonight.
A travel on Griff Eaton, but he's still been a huge part.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely.
Well, no, you're fine. Just because Chanute's had to respect him. Coming into the game, early, I think Coach Crabtree tried to get away with just one-on-one, and it didn't work instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored the first bucket of the game, the easiest I've ever seen in my life. Here's a three-pointer from Stevenson. It is good, his first point since the second quarter. But after they adjusted, they kind of started doubling him from the front and back as the pass was coming into him. And so I think that gave Page and Phillips some breathing room to work. Lead is 12 for Labette County. Stevenson with 9 points. 30 seconds on the clock. 50-38 Labette. Here's Phillips left side. In between the wing and corner. He'll bring it out to the top. Free throw, and he'll kick it out. And Labette County's just burning clock. We'll see if Chanute elects to foul or pressure. They're not going to foul, and I think Labette's just going to dribble it out. As Grizzly Nation comes to its feet here in Harrison Gymnasium as your Labette County Grizzlies are about to move to 3-0 in the SEK and 4-3 on the season. 3 straight victories for your LC Grizzlies.
It's definitely a good night to be a Grizzly fan, as you've got to be proud of the performance these boys put up. What a performance.
A 14-point fourth quarter. What better way to close it out for the Grizzlies than putting on a hefty double-figure fourth quarter for Chanute to overcome. Stay tuned for our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show here on KLKC and KLKC Sports YouTube, as we will see if Coach Vollmer comes up here, and she is. We'll go ahead and keep it here and interview Coach Vollmer, take a break, get into the guts of our boys contest, and then talk to Coach Argabright. So here's Coach Vollmer, everybody. There you are, my friend. As Coach Vollmer, thank you for coming up. As no pressure ever. You don't ever have to come.
No, I was on my way, and then we had a bit of a mess of a freshman game and a few injuries and kids to get out the door. So it was hectic, but we got here, we made it, and here we are. So.
Well, we hope everything's okay in that facet for sure. But another great night to be a Grizzly. But I mean, what a performance by. I feel like you're 2-1 in the league.
Yes. After
a tough non-conference, overcoming some injuries. What are your thoughts of where your team's positioned right now?
I wish that I had a really good taste in my mouth. A win's a win. That fourth quarter was a little shaky for us. Yeah. We knew they were going to make a run at it, but I think my kids are gaining confidence. Every practice that we have, and then we come out and we play and we're successful, and they just continue to build that. And I just hope that they take this and they continue to play hungry and play like we haven't won a ball game, and that's what we've talked about. And I think that's what our goal is going into every practice, is that we're playing hungry and we're playing as hard as we can, and we're continuing to get better every practice, every time we step on the floor. And it's a gift, when you have somebody like Landry that goes down, or potentially a freshman kid that got a concussion tonight. We value being able to step on the floor, whether it be for practice or games, and I think the kids are doing that right now.
That's right. And Coach, talk a little bit, fill in Grizzly Nation, what the break looked like. I know I talked to you a little bit before tip, but you didn't get to practice much, and there was a snow day. Did you practice yesterday?
We did practice yesterday. Okay. So it was kind of a weird year. Normally, we play that last game before break, and then we go on break, and then we come back and we have 6 or 7 practices, and then we play our first game. And it was very weird this year. We had we were supposed to have 4 practices, and then we had a snow day where the weather was just absolutely horrible, and we didn't bring the kids in, and so we had an extra day onto an already extended break. So we used it to kind of get healthy, and we used it to work on boxing out and work on different things that really were a thorn in our side, especially early in the non-conference season, knowing what we had to do tonight against SEK opponents and what's coming up on Friday. So we utilized that. We got a little bit more healthy. We're slowly getting there. And then Landry actually got her pin out today. She got her cast off. And so we're hoping that we'll have her back during the Burlington tournament week. So I think we just keep chipping away, and it's one game at a time, one practice at a time.
Awesome. That's good to hear. And a little bit more on the game tonight. I know we did some research on Chanute, and Coach Crabtree talked a lot about, or Coach Fox, talked a lot about how a big reason why they were unsuccessful last year, they were getting good shots but just didn't make them. And that kind of seemed like the case tonight. Obviously, Labette County was a huge reason why that happened. But some of the looks I thought they got were good looks, but they just weren't falling. So coming in, you knew they were going to shoot a lot, a lot of threes. How did you prepare for this one?
with the offense that I run, we run dribble drive right now, and so I think in turn it helps us defend it. So I think we came in more confident, ready to defend that. Written on the board on a scouting report was they're going to shoot threes, and they're going to shoot some more threes, and they're going to continue to shoot threes and never count them out. And that's what they did tonight. And so literally in all caps said, never count this team out because, they can score points in a hurry, and they kind of did that late in the fourth. And, we tried to prepare, and that's the deadly thing about Chanute is, they run dribble drive and they want to turn that corner, and they got us a little bit. Bogle scored 9 in the second half and really turned the corner on us and hurt us. Our focus was Shields because we know what kind of player she is. She's so athletic, and she actually plays for Wheat State Elite with Nevaeh. So we know her well, and we're familiar with her, and we knew what she brings to the table. And Dustin Fox is a fantastic coach. She's amazing, and you just can't ever count them out. And they made a run late, and we handled it. And I think that's a testament to, sticking with the game plan and, building that confidence along the way. That's right. And something you talked about the last post game, I think, or 2 games ago, was sometimes we get caught just kind of standing and watching Kaiten play. And she had 21 points, and the next leading scorer was Shelby, but with 6. But tonight, it felt a little bit different. I just want to hear your thoughts. It didn't really feel like they were like they used to kind of stand and watch. It didn't feel like that tonight. No, I mean, that's literally, since we played so poorly against Independence here, we just played so poorly, and I was like, we're not doing that again. And so all we've talked about is, are you a threat? Are you catching, ready to shoot? Are you a scorer? We're not going to stand and watch somebody, and that's not what our offense is about. So we've grown. I think we focused over the break on that, and are you ready to catch and be a threat? Are you just standing around? And I think Kaiten created a lot from her defense, though. So she created, and I think early in the season in the non-conference schedule and the losses that we had, our offense was dictating the outcome of a game, and that can't happen. It's got to be our defense dictating things, and I think that did that tonight. They scored 9 points in the first half, so that's going to be tough to win against anybody you play when you have defense like that. And we just got to do a better job of locking it down in the second as well. Make other teams play bad. That is something that's kind of overlooked sometimes. If you do that, you can even make some hiccups yourself. but Coach, we don't step foot in this gym until February 14th.
Oh, wow.
And Burlington's kind of tossed in there after we play at Fort Scott, then at Pitt, and then Burlington, and then still obviously some more league games. But how are you approaching it? Obviously, probably one game at a time, but do you know anything about Fort Scott yet? I do. I'm familiar with Fort Scott. Say whatever you want. They bring lots of kids back, and I watched actually Chanute. I was scouting Chanute, watching Chanute play Fort Scott, and perfect. Fort Scott's really similar to last year. They're a really good basketball team, and we're going to have to take it one possession at a time, and we're going to really have to focus on one stop at a time, and then taking care of the basketball, period. They bring probably one of the most athletic kids in the SEK, and Murphy, and down low in the post, and Yarick is arguably one of the best guards in the league as well, if not in the state right now. So they've got some threats, and we're just having to take it one game at a time, and we're going to come up with a game plan to slow them down and limit their possessions. That's all I have for right now.
That's great.
Whatever that looks like, we're going to have to make adjustments as the game goes, and so are they. And if we play as hard as we possibly can and we do our jobs, I think we'll be in it towards the end. That's right. I sure like where we're at. Definitely a good start to league play, kind of the second season. You get another crack at it after that non-conference, kind of get your feet under you. And 2-1, nothing to complain about. But, Coach, thanks for making your way up here. Congratulations. Sorry it was late.
No, you're
very much. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Thanks so much, Coach.
No problem.
Best
We'll see you Friday.
We'll talk to you then, as I think
Coach Argerbright.
Coach Argerbright is over there. So we'll get back-to-back coaches interviews in our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show here tonight. It's another sweep for Labette County. That's back-to-back. Boys and girls swept Parsons. I don't even know when it was. Back in December. I forget it's a new year. We hope everybody had a good new year. As Coach Argerbright's talking to somebody, so I'm just trying to fill some time. But and we swept Parsons, and then tonight swept Chanute, so that's always a good feeling. But now we are road warriors, as I asked Coach Vollmer, and I'll ask Coach Argerbright again. We go to Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, everywhere under the sun.
with Burlington thrown in there as well. And we don't come back here till February 14th. But Coach Argebright now joins us, head coach of the Grizzlies, who just moved to 4-3 on the season. But more importantly, 3-0 in SEK play and have set the tone for where they're going to stand. Maybe a little bit different from what people thought, but hey, that's what we like. Coach, good win tonight. Initial thoughts?
You know, I was really proud of our group for, coming out of the break and being ready to play. But at the same time, I'm really proud of these guys for we were up 10 that fourth quarter, and we talked about adversity. And they went on a little run and cut it to 5, and we had to call a timeout. And we just talked about finishing the game. And to get it back up to 15 after they cut it to 5 there just is a testament to this group is starting to buy in. And, we talked about in March, if you play in a sub-state championship game or you play in a state first round, every game's it's going to come down to those runs and who can handle the adversity the best. And who's going to get stopped. But I can't say enough about our defense to hold an undefeated team to 38. And, they hit a 3 late, so I'm going to give us 35. Just really, really, really great.
As coach, it was kind of and it happened in the girls' game. I watched some college ball, and it happens all the time there. After the break, it's always kind of difficult. I asked Coach Vollmer, what did this break look like for you? The first quarter was a little sluggish, but, man, did it clean up quick. But what did the break look like for you?
It was a weird break for us this year. We kind of had a week. We had 3 practices, and we had a week off, and then we had 3 more practices. So not I'm not a big break person. I like being around my family, and that's nice. But as far as routines go, it's really important for kids to be in routines. And I'm really excited to be back in school tomorrow. And, just have a morning. It just throws off your routine a little bit. But I thought we got better. I thought we were a little sluggish to start. But, we focused on defense all break. That's honestly what we focused on. And we shot a lot of free throws and see that we went 10 of 16. That's better than what we have been doing. So some positives, but we talked about in the locker room. We've still got a long ways to go. We're not where we need to be yet, but we're getting there night by night.
As I don't think I had a chance to read off the scoring totals, as you kind of have the official, so I might cheat off of you. But we had a Hudson Baker with 12. He scored 12. Griff Eaton had 8. Xavier had 9. Trey had 5. I feel like he really had to put his fingerprints on it late. Joe Page with 10. He knows when he knows when to hit shots. He'll shoot them all game. He knows when to hit them.
He's a second half shooter right now. But I told him and Xavier, I really thought Xavier, he struggled early with his shot, and not that they were bad shots, just couldn't get one to fall. And he hit a huge one down the stretch when I talked about that run. I remember calling timeout after that one. He hit a great shot, but I thought that, he was aggressive. He had an and one that I thought should have been called the other way. It was right here in front of you guys. I don't know how it looked on film. But, I just really thought that he did a nice job. But Hudson Baker also stayed with it. They doubled, tripled, quadrupled him tonight at times. And he started off and didn't really feel that pressure behind him. But as the game went on, he did a nice job of finding his teammates and had a great dunk at the end there. And then just the balance. Griff with 8, Joe with 10. Joe, I was looking at today, Joe, Griff, and Xavier all averaging 8, and Huddy's averaging 17, and Trey's averaging 6. So just a balance. That's only going to help us down the stretch. If we don't need someone every night to have 30. That would be great. Don't get me wrong. But, it doesn't happen like that every night. And every night it might be someone different. And that's one of the best parts of watching them on offense is that they're unselfish and they play well together.
As I don't want to go the rest of the post-game show without at least mentioning it, but when we were down 9-4 and it didn't feel like we could score, might lay another egg in a quarter. You check Kagan Bates in with about 1:20, I don't know. And in a matter of seconds scores 4 straight points, gets it to 1, and then after we got the lead, I don't know. Maybe we trailed again, but Kagan Bates, my point. He it was a big 4 points in the moment.
I told Coach Tuck and Coach Brown, that kid went in there, and some kids would shy away from the moment being a freshman, and I just threw him in the game. But gosh dang, he got in there in 5 seconds and hit a layup and hit a tough shot. it wasn't like
it was not.
For being 5'5", 5'6", I might be giving him an inch or two. I think Tuck's baby's going nuts down there.
Yeah, Coach Tucker's child.
We got some good kids.
But
just huge minutes, and I know he wants to play more, and I keep saying that on here, that those guys, I know they want to play, and I know they want to contribute, and I just keep forcing, to make sure they know that they are helping,
Yeah.
That spark we talked about in the locker room too, that spark that Kagan gave us was huge. And then I talked about another shot that was huge. They were on that run 35-30. We couldn't hit anything 35-31. And Griff hits that tough one in the lane, got it to roll in, and that spark plugged the next run. So just making plays when we need to make plays. But, Kagan Bates and Bear got in there in that second. I don't even know if he played after that, but he played that second quarter and played the third quarter. So, giving us great minutes when we need him. Hudson got in foul trouble in the fourth, and, we just keep battling. That's what I love about this group. It doesn't matter who's in, who's out. We're going to give effort. We're going to play hard.
As early, I wasn't paying too close attention to what Coach Crabtree was kind of throwing Hudson's way, but the first bucket he scored was probably one of the easiest I've seen him score all year.
Yeah.
He caught it on the block right here and just took one dribble, backed him down, and laid it in.
Yeah.
And then they kind of started. They put a guy on the far side, and he would just read the pass and then just kind of poke it.
Yep.
And so did you adjust at all or just kind of let it ride out?
We talked about it at half, about how many guys were around Hudson at one time. And I told him, there's 3 guys around you at one time. Just be strong with it, but don't force it when it's not there. Really find them in transition when they can't get that guy to come over and help,
Right.
And we started doing that late. But we also told him, he hit Xavier in the corner over there, and he missed it, or this corner. But we just told him to keep his eyes up, keep looking, and if we can catch it, just be patient and then make your move. Know that they're going to have to get back to their man. They can help for a second, but if they don't, we're going to find that backside guy. But did a really nice job of being patient and made some nice shots down there in the low block there in the fourth quarter.
Still did a nice job, got to double figures. Xavier Phillips, we talked about his offensive rebounding in the last against Parsons.
Yeah.
He scored 6 points in the second quarter, I think. Yeah,
all
in the
on tips, I think.
Yeah, all of them right there, just flies in from the three-point line wherever.
Yeah.
His nose for the ball is something else. It's fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. He gets up by that rim. Him and Hudson both had some nice shots there in that second where they really propelled us. But did a really nice job of he knows where the ball is, and he also does a nice job of finishing. But if he can get his shot to go, and he's gonna really be padding his stats.
So
and he's close. He hit one late, but hopefully after a couple games he'll get that stroke going again, and we'll get him back where he needs to be.
As coach, I know you know this, and I'm sure it's a great reminder, but we don't come back here till February 14th.
Yeah.
Chanute on Friday. What are we looking at there?
Fort Scott. We just played Chanute. I got you, Jack.
Sorry?
Fort Scott, not Chanute. We got Fort Scott Friday.
Oh, did I say Chanute?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We've been saying Chanute all night.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Fort Scott, thank you.
We owe them
Friday.
One. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to be ready to play.
Yeah.
And I know the guys in the locker room said it before I said it, that we owe them one from last year. We didn't go in there and play our best ball out of the break, and we can say that the call, whatever we want to say.
Yeah.
We didn't come in there and play well enough.
Sure.
So Fort Scott's always a tough place to play, and we need 2 great days of practice, and we need to go over there, and we need to find a way to get 4-0 in the league, and then with a huge matchup with Pittsburgh after that. But one at a time. We need to take care of Fort Scott first, and we're going to be ready to play. This group knows nothing else, so we're going to be ready.
That's right. Let's be in a position where a call like that shouldn't even matter. Shouldn't even be in question.
Exactly.
So I'm with you. But, hey, best of luck
thank you.
In the Tiger territory on Friday.
I hope everybody had a good break, and we'll need the help at Fort Scott. We're going to be on the road for a while, so get your cars packed. We're going to need all the help.
That's right.
Great job by our team. I'm proud of the defense. Go Grizzlies.
Thank you very much, Coach. Congratulations as his squad moves to 3-0 in league play. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. And 4-3 overall on the season. Isabel, any closing thoughts? Those were 2 good interviews there.
Yeah, it was really fun. It's always fun to listen to the coach's perspective as they're the ones kind of living in the moment. But, yeah, as Coach Arkwright said, pack your cars, come follow us. It's going to be a long trek on the road for the next month or so. But these guys love your support. These students just appreciate it more than anything. So even if it's, I get it, Fort Scott's a long way, but if you want to come to Fort Scott or come to Pittsburgh, go out and get dinner with your family and then come watch an evening of high school basketball. We'd love more than anything for you guys to come out and appreciate just our programs and our coaches and our staff. So we just thank you guys so much for listening to us, and we're excited to see what this next month of road trips brings us.
As for Isabel Redford and Lucas Hayward, my name is Jack Leake, and we thank you, Grizzly Nation, for joining us for another evening of Grizzly basketball. It is another sweep for Labette County, and we will talk to you at the Fort on Friday night. Pre-game will be around 5:45, girls game at 6. We'll talk to you on Friday here on KLKC. And as always, God bless.